come cover the parade.
There we go.
It's Face Off Live from the Stanley Cup Final on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Top of the hour, Channel 91, Sports USA Call with John Oliver, Brian Boucher, and Billy Jaffe. Sirius 161, XM 219, Doug Plagins and Billy Lindsay. Sirius 162, XM 220 for Jack Michaels and Bob Stauffer. You can hear all those calls on the Sirius XM app. We'll be back with our last segment right after this.
NHL Morning Skate.
The head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore. So you're an assistant coach for a long time. Why was it so successful for you making that move?
For my case, I was here for 7 years as an assistant coach. I knew all the players, and I knew what they were good at, what they weren't good at. And I had a great relationship with them all, so it was a very easy transition. I think that's what made it work.
NHL Morning Skate
with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar.
Weekdays, 7 a.m. Eastern
on NHL Network Radio.
Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
This is Kendall Rogers from D1 Baseball. Right now, we're breaking down the College World Series from every angle on the D1 Baseball podcast on the Sirius XM Podcast Network. Find out who will be standing tall in Omaha with me, Mike Rooney, Aaron Fitt, and Joe Healy all week long.
Yeah, on paper, this is a big mismatch. The talent discrepancy is huge.
It's college baseball at its best. To hear the D1 Baseball podcast today, plus exclusive SEC and ACC content, search D1 Baseball on the Sirius XM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
With Verizon, now everyone can get our best phone deals.
Even if I'm new?
Even if you're new.
What if I've been with Verizon forever?
Oh, yeah. You see, new and existing customers get the amazing iPhone 15 with tons of storage on us. With any iPhone trade-in, any model, any condition. Guaranteed with unlimited ultimate.
Here's one. What if?
That's a yes. There's a deal out there for everyone. Only at Verizon. $829.99, 128 gigabyte only device payment or full retail purchase with new or upgrade smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan. Minimum $90 a month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trade-in terms apply.
The 2024 Stanley Cup Playoffs.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91
and the Sirius XM app.
Stanley Cup Final on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. I'm Dennis Bernstein alongside Dave Pagnotta. From Jack Michaels, who will be doing one of the game calls. Here are the line combinations or the line rushes for the Edmonton Oilers. First line is going to be Warren Fogle, Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman. Draisaitl will be flanked by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Derek Holloway. Adam Henrique, Janmark, and Brown on the third line. Derek Ryan will center Ryan McLeod and Corey Perry on the fourth line. Ekholm and Bouchard top pair. Nurse and Broberg second pair. Kulak and Ceci on the third pair for the Edmonton Oilers. And, of course, Stuart Skinner in net for the Edmonton Oilers. Dave?
Yes, in addition to no Evander Kane tonight.
No Patrick Kane either.
No, Patrick Kane's not here. But
no. They could use him.
The other thing in the roster report that's confirmed is that it is Bobrovsky versus Skinner. So in case anyone was curious, that stop it.
I don't know, Dave.
The building's filling up.
Warren Fogle on the top line.
Did you not hear me? I accidentally, I'm sure if you play, Oi.
Yeah. Yep, that's what happens when you're a top-heavy team. And I keep going back to what, Craig Button told me a couple of years ago from TSN. He goes, top-heavy teams don't win Stanley Cups?
No.
And I asked this to, I think I said to Sean Reynolds on the hot stove, if they don't, let's say they get swept tonight, the Oilers, is it a successful season?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you think?
No, you made the Stanley Cup Final. Again, what have I been saying for the last week? If Wayne Gretzky can lose in the first appearance in the Stanley Cup Final, anybody can lose in the first appearance of the Stanley Cup Final. So, successful season, yes. You made the Stanley Cup Final. There are holes that need to be filled. That's clear. That's evident.
Yep.
They couldn't fill them all, obviously. Here, but this is a group that talented squad.
Right.
Skinner's good enough. You don't need, with the group that they've got, you don't need a superstar in net. Yeah, a better goalie would help, sure, but he's not the reason they're losing these games.
Right.
So, upgrade your decor, modify your bottom six, strengthen it, and get somebody. And Sean Reynolds mentioned this as well. Get somebody to play that's got a little jam in his game that can play alongside Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
If you're not keeping him with Connor, then that's where you got to go. So
and you know,
the building continues to fill up here at Rogers Place. Different vibe. We said it. The game 3 was the beginning was a little more chill. They had the Our Lady Peace concert, and it took a little while for people to get in. There was a Shania concert earlier, but everyone's trickling in on this one. The vibe seems to be a lot more lively. It
is, yeah.
Fans are a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's a Saturday. And everyone's,
this is desperation. That was not an elimination game. This is an elimination game.
Yeah,
so not only the team have to be in, but the fans have to be on.
Yeah, straight to the wall. Plus, as I mentioned earlier, everyone's been moving around here since noon, so they're probably well hydrated. Let's say
in the last for sure. In the last segment, when they talked to David Dork about Bill Zito and the GM of the year.
Yeah.
I assume they're going to close the deal at some point. Like, he's going to earn that cup because, Dave, when you go look at the free agents next year I'm going to list the free agents: Nick Cousins, Ron Lomberg, Steven Lorentz, Kyle Poso, Sam Reinhart, Kevin Stenlund, Vladimir Tarasenko, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Dmitry Kulikov, and Brandon Montour. That's a lot of heavy lifting for Bill Zito when they win the championship, isn't it?
It is. But
let's talk about the top 2 guys.
He made all these.
Montour.
I think Reinhardt stays.
Mm-hmm.
I think Montour is gone.
Yeah.
Simply because there's not enough money to pay him.
Right.
To keep him for what he's worth. So I think he will move on. I think maybe OEL stays unless he wants to cash in on something bigger. Yes,
but he's playing third pair defense.
Yeah,
he's not going to get $5 million.
That's why maybe that Kulikov could probably stay as well.
And that's the great thing about this team. Look at that third pair defense, Kulikov and OEL.
Yeah.
And some teams, look, not first pair, but some teams second pair. On a really bad team, maybe first pair. But that's the beauty of the Florida Panthers, and that's why they're up 3-0 because of the depth of their roster.
Yeah. No Vinny Desharnais for them. For the Oilers as well. He didn't play in Game 3 either.
Yeah, that 11-7 nonsense that people were talking about.
Get out of
when
here.
You're not scoring, I'm sorry, you can't go 11 forwards.
No, stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just silly. But no changes for the Florida Panthers either. So, I'm trying to think of whether the Oilers can sustain those final 18 minutes over a full 60.
Yeah.
And I keep going back and forth in my head as to.
I think if you're Chris Knobloch, you're going back and if I'm going to run any video, it's going to be of Game 1.
Right.
Because they played really well, and they had one of the all-time performances against them in goal by Bobrovsky in Game 1. He won them the game single-handedly. Game 2, not so much. Definitely not Game 3. But Game 1, if you can play that way, and you should be able to play that way at home, Dave. You're getting all the matchups that you want with respect to face-offs and matchups. We'll see. And I don't know, Dave. Maybe score a power play goal.
That would also
help.
help.
For me to say that in Game 4 of the Edmonton Oilers to score a power play goal when you're 0 for 10, that's kind of one of the more stunning stats with respect to this Cup final.
Yeah. Well, again, we talked about it before the Stanley Cup final began, and ahead of Game 1, some people forgot that the Florida Panthers have a really good PK.
Yep.
Their penalty kill has been tremendous and continues to be.
Yeah, that 33 in a row the Oilers got that got snapped in Game 2.
Yeah.
The second best penalty kill is the Florida Panthers.
Yep.
They get in lanes, they commit, they block shots. It's been a massive coaching job by Paul Maurice getting buy-in from this team that has been assembled greatly by Bill Zito.
Philip Broberg and Corey Perry still skating around for the Edmonton Oilers. There are about 5-6 guys still on the ice. Barkov, Lundell, Montour, Ekblad, someone else. And he just Stenlund, and they just came off the ice. So now we're getting there.
In the biggest game of their lives.
Correct.
They're 60 minutes away
All
from
of them
raising the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
First time in Florida Panthers history.
Third appearance in the final.
Yep.
96 loss to the Colorado Avalanche.
In a sweep.
And then last year?
Yeah. So they were 1-8 coming into now they're 4-8, but it matters when you win those games, Dave, without question.
Corey Perry just left the ice, and they're going to start getting things going. He hit the empty net right before he did.
Yep.
That's why everybody went bananas. And DB Game 4 is about to get underway
puck
here.
drop will be about 8:20 Eastern Time.
Yeah, some in and around that. But like we said at the top, do or die time.
Yep.
For the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep. Do the Panthers make history, or do the Oilers go on a trek and start to try some history of their own, coming from a 0-3 deficit in the Stanley Cup Final? That's only been done by the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs.
No.
If there is a Game 5, Dave and I will be getting on planes going back east
to
South Florida, which isn't the worst thing in the world, given the fact that we stay at the W or some other nights on it. But or maybe we'll go to the parade. Not really sure.
Maybe we'll see.
The Edmonton Oilers have a lot of say with respect to if there is a Game 5. That's it for Face Off Live from the Stanley Cup Final. Again, right after us, Channel 91, Sports USA, John Allers, Brian Boucher, and Billy Jaffe. Series 161, XM 219, Doug Plagins and Billy Lindsay. Series 162, XM 220, Jack Michaels and Bob Stauffer. Will Stanley be raised tonight? We're not sure, but that's why they play the games for the next 60 minutes. For David Pagnotta, I'm Dennis Bernstein. Maybe there'll be a Game 5, maybe they won't, but we thank you for listening to Face Off Live from the Stanley Cup Final on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Hey hockey fans, thank you for joining us once again here on Toronto Sports Insider for another NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs matchup. Thank you all for getting this chat fired up every single night. Keep up the good work, and cheers to every single one of you. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share out the link. The best way to get more fans into the chat and make this party even more crazy is to share it out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, however you do your social media. Much appreciated. Thank you all for being here once again. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and become an insider, and let's get back to the hockey. See you guys in the chat.
We were a young company. He looked at the balance sheet and said, look how much money they have in the bank, so we offer $1 more. That's going to knock their company on their ear. They're going to have to take 5 picks. So, given that he had Richter and he had, the greatest player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, and by the way, Joe Sakic's idol, that was going to be a powerful team. And having just lost Messier, he needed to do something. And so he did the right thing. He said, what the heck? There's a chance they aren't going to be able to pull it off. And at least I'm making an effort. And so I felt pretty beat up. Yeah.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the SXM app.
I'm Frank Track
to take up one. Now, Sirius XM NHL Network Radio presents
the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals. Game 4. The Florida Panthers at the Edmonton Oilers. Live on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Injury report brought to you by MIC, proud partner, official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers will dress the same lineup in Game 4 as they did in Game 3, which means Evander Kane is out. We're going to call it a core issue for Evander, who had 4 goals and 8 points in the playoffs, played almost 15 minutes a game, and has been playing basically at 60% in the second half of the season. He was obviously a huge part of the Oilers' playoff success, specifically in 2022, when he tied for the NHL goal-scoring lead in the playoffs that year. 2. The line of the game presented by PlayAlberta.ca, an official gaming partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Well, Edmonton's going to make a couple flips here. Warren Foegele will play on a line tonight with Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. So Ryan Nugent-Hopkins moves off the Oilers' top line. Nugent-Hopkins doesn't have a point in 3 games, -3. Hyman doesn't have a point in 3 games. He's -2. Foegele scored in game number 3. So Foegele with McDavid, and Hyman. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will play on a line with Leon Draisaitl, who so far is pointless in the series, and Dylan Holloway. Matthias Janmark with Adam Henrique and Connor Brown. Good checking line for Edmonton. Ryan McLeod scored on a deflection against the Florida Panthers in game number 3. He'll play left wing with Derek Ryan and Corey Perry. Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse, and Philip Broberg. Broberg's played 6 playoff games, has got a couple goals since coming in the lineup for Game 4 against the Dallas Stars. Brett Kulak and Cody Ceci. Stuart Skinner starts in goal. In the playoffs overall, he's 11-8. A 2.59 goals against average and an .893 save percentage. But in this series, he's 0-3, a 3.13 goals against average and an .868 save percentage. Let's look at the Florida Panthers. Sasha Barkov, if Florida wins the Stanley Cup, he's going to be a strong consideration to win the Conn Smythe, along with Sergei Bobrovsky. Barkov, 4 points, 3 games in the series, +4, with Evan Rodriguez with 3 goals in the series, and Sam Reinhart. Sam Bennett centers Carter Verhaeghe and Matthew Tkachuk. Anton Lundell, very good in a support role in the series, 3 assists in 3 games with Eetu Luostarinen and Vladimir Tarasenko, who was gifted a goal on a Stuart Skinner giveaway in game number 3. Kevin Stenland with Steven Lorentz and Kyle Oposo. Gustav Forsling has been fantastic in this series. He's paired with Aaron Ekblad, Nico Mikkola with Brandon Montour, Oliver Ekman-Larsson with Dmitry Kulikov, Sergei Bobrovsky, 3-0, a 1.33 goals against average, .953 save percentage. Overall in the playoffs, he's 15-5, a 2.09 goals against average, .916 save percentage. The Panthers have 3 defensemen playing north of 22.44 per game and 2 forwards over 20 minutes per game. In the playoffs this year, the Oilers have 4 forwards. McDavid, Draisaitl, RNH, and Hyman all playing north of 20 minutes per game, and Ekholm and Bouchard in defense playing 20 minutes a game. Bouchard's playing 25.08 in the playoffs overall, 28.35 in this series. We're looking at 17 minutes to face off, and this is Rogers Game Night on the Oilers Radio Network.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Rogers customers and hockey fans. Rogers wants you to win big this Stanley Cup playoffs.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
You could win a VIP trip to the Stanley Cup Final, plus hundreds of prizes, courtesy of Rogers Beyond the Sea. For your chance to win, visit Rogers.com/Stanley Cup. That's Rogers.com/Stanley Cup.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent, featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. Situated in the heart of Ice District, Sky is the address for socializing, dining, entertainment, and fun. A building like no other in a location like no other. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
This is Rogers Game Night on the Oilers Radio Network.
You know, I think that because we feel like we held the play for maybe the majority of the series here, I think it makes makes this situation that we're in, as daunting as it can be, less daunting. I think that. The unique thing about our club, I think, over the year we've shown when we are backed into a corner, that's when we feel most comfortable, and that's when we seem to play our best. So, like I said, we've for majority of this series, the play is, we've kept up or pushed had them on their heels, and so, it's just coming out and doing it for a full 60 and playing the way that we know we have to play to win games.
That is Connor Brown of the Edmonton Oilers. Meanwhile, the Oilers' Adam Henrique on that line with Brown, and Matthias Janmark had this to say on the Oilers' approach for Game 4.
I mean, it's one game. Go out, win tomorrow night, go from there. You can't look too far ahead. You can't look big picture. You have to just focus on really just that start of the game, that first period, second period, third period, go from there. So, that is the mindset. It's just one game, go from there.
All right, you heard him. That is Adam Henrique of the Edmonton Oilers. Let's go to Legacy Heating and Cooling's Who's Hot and Who's Not. Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and no payments and no interest for a year. Philip Robert's been terrific since going in. He's averaging 15-12 time on ice per game. He's got 2 goals in the 6 games plus 2. I mean, he's playing against Dallas in Florida. He's been good for the Edmonton Oilers. We are in the Stanley Cup Final, which means there is no NHL out-of-town scoreboard. It has been brought to you all season long by Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. 14 minutes to face off. This is Rogers Game Night on the Oilers Radio Network.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your...
Hey, Insiders! Hey, you! Yeah, you! I'm talking to you, the one that hasn't subscribed yet. I know, there's like 70% of you guys that watch these games, listen to these games, and don't hit that subscribe button. Come on, it's free. Hit that subscribe button and let's help this community grow and continue to get bigger and better and bring more sports content every single day. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get this party back in action. Back to the hockey.
The Edmonton Oilers in a position of proverbial do or die as we bring aboard our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. Rob, you can't win all 4 games at once.
No, tonight's game's only worth 1. That's all it is. So It's simple. Your goal right now for the Edmonton Oilers is to get on a plane to Florida. That's all you want. Just give yourself the chance to get on a plane to go to Florida, and you do that by winning a hockey game. You don't think about winning a series. You don't think about trying to get it back to Edmonton for Game 6. You simple win a hockey game. And if you win a hockey game, you live to play another one, and that's all it is. What you want to do is put a seed of doubt in the Florida Panthers' minds. That's all you want to do, and you do that by winning tonight's hockey game.
So, Rob, when the Oilers had their 3-game losing streak with Chris Knobloch in November, they lost Tampa Bay, Florida, and then ended up losing Carolina. They got going in the 3rd period against Carolina, and they flipped a switch on their season. They won 24 of their next 27 games. In the 3rd period against Florida, down 4-1, they got 2 goals by funneling pucks to the net and getting net front and presence. Is there a recipe there?
Well, there is, but people keep asking, do the Oilers have to get pucks on net? Well, the Oilers have. They've done it over and over in this series. Games 1 and Game 3, they badly outshot the Florida Panthers. They're getting pucks on net. What they need is more people in front of the net. And it's funny, the one goal that Broberg scored, there was still nobody in front of the net. That was just some puck luck. The Oilers have had no puck luck in this series. The Panthers deserve to be up in the series.
They do.
But it probably should be 2-1. If the hockey gods were fair, it'd probably be a 2-1 series, Florida. It's not. The Bobrovsky has stolen a game in this series. The Oilers may need Skinner to steal one for them going back the other way. But I said it at the beginning of the year, the beginning of this series. I felt that Florida should have the advantage in net. It's a 2-time Vezina Trophy winner who's up for a Vezina again this year. They should have an advantage in it, and they do. But the Oilers should have had an advantage on the power play. That's where they should have been able to make
0 for 10 so far.
They're 0 for 10. That, to me, is the biggest reason the Oilers are down 3-0 in this series, is their power play has not scored. If they want to extend this series, if they want to go back to Florida, they are going to need at least 1 power play goal, if not a couple tonight. They're getting looks. They got to find a way to capitalize.
Rob, is it too simple to look at the save percentages of the 2 goaltenders? It's .953 for Bobrovsky. It's .868 for Stuart Skinner.
If you throw that out in any series without looking at the 2 teams, you'd say, okay, that team's winning the series. It's pretty obvious. Bobrovsky's been great. Well, fantastic in this series. And I don't think Skinner's been bad, but he hasn't made the big saves that Bobrovsky has made. He hasn't stolen goals away from the Florida Panthers like Bobrovsky has from the Edmonton Oilers. There's probably been 7 times in this series where I thought, that's a goal. And we're like, oh. I mean, even the Oilers made it 4-3, and McLeod gets that chance to make it 4-4. This place would have went absolutely bonkers. I can't believe Bobrovsky got it. Now, I don't even know if he saw it. But when things are going right for you, you find ways to make saves. So Bobrovsky, the Oilers have got to continue to put rubber on Bobrovsky. But I like what they did last game. How many times did they fall on Bobrovsky? 4 times, 5 times. They're getting guys in the blue paint. They have to continue doing that tonight.
Rob, during the course of your playing career, either in junior, minors, NHL, you of course had a 49-goal, 114-point season with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Were you ever up or down 3-0 in the series?
Yeah, in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes, I would recall.
We were down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals on home ice, just like the Oilers are tonight. Unfortunately for us, we did not find a way to win. I've been up many times.
That was in 1992, and you guys that year had an unbelievable. Did you not win 10 games? Because
10 or I think we won 12, but the problem was I'm a stats guy, and we'd won 12 in a row. And before the series with the Penguins, they had won 8 in a row, and I'm like, okay, wait a second. If they win 4 straight, they tie the record and beat us 4 straight in the series, and they did.
And you played for Pittsburgh, and of course that year you guys beat the Oilers in 4. That was really the last. It was the pipeline was a big line Murphy along with Dan Foose.
That was fun. I mean, I was playing in my hometown. I think game 4, I had 3 points.
I remember.
Fantastic.
You guys won 7-0.
Yeah, it was a great night.
You stunk that night, Rob.
Well, no, the Chicago Blackhawks were just really good that night.
Yeah,
Rob.
you guys were. All right, Rob.
But this is an opportunity for a story to be written tonight. The Edmonton Oilers have an opportunity to do something special. I believe we're going to see the best effort from the Oilers tonight of the series, but I also do believe that the Florida Panthers are going to have their best effort as well.
Let's go to the Ford Keys to the Game, brought to you by Ford, the official partner of your Edmonton Oilers. Built Ford proud. What do you got, Rob?
First of all, don't pass up any shots. Everything on net, everything on Bobrovsky. Get bodies in front of that. Get sticks in front of the net. Finish checks. Be physical. This is a team, the Florida Panthers, they're going to finish everything on you. Do it yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. And at the end of the night, whatever it takes.
Leave nothing on the table.
Whatever it takes. This may be your last opportunity. So whatever it takes, blocking shots, tipping pucks out, diving to get pucks in, whatever it takes has got to be the motto tonight for the Edmonton Oilers.
That is our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. Rob Brown and Reed Wilkins will join us into the roll, first and second intermissions. We are live at Rogers Place. This is Rogers Game Night. The Edmonton Oilers are about 30 seconds away from hitting the ice. Stuart Skinner starting a goal. Oilers looking to elevate the level of their performance. Do or die, down 3-0 against a well-structured team that right now appears to be a wagon in the Florida Panthers with a goaltender that is playing unreal. Stuart Skinner has hit the ice for the Edmonton Oilers. Is Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Up next, Jack Michaels with the call. But for dealers, NHL hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton Airport. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Check out the best in live entertainment at any amazing location. Plus, you can always enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options or try your luck at off-track betting. And now you can feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Century Casino has it all. Come for the action, stay for the fun.
Discover the epitome of elegance at Alberta Diamond Exchange, dedicated to crafting unforgettable moments with exquisite jewelry collections for over 2 decades. From stunning engagement rings to timeless wedding bands and anniversary treasures, the Alberta Diamond Exchange commitment extends far beyond I do. Your journey with Alberta Diamond Exchange is not just about jewelry, it's about an unparalleled experience. Check out the Aspen Glen Landing Boutique in Southwest Calgary, and for more information, head to abdiamond.ca today.
Do or die for Edmonton in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. I'm Jack Michaels alongside Bob Stauffer, and here's what Chris Knobloch has elected to do. He's keeping the same personnel. There will be line changes. Fogle going up on the top line with McDavid and Hyman, but he's starting tonight Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown on the wings with Adam Henrique in the middle. Defensively, it's Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard with Stuart Skinner once again in the pipes, 11-8 in this postseason with a save percentage of .993. Your starting lineup brought to you by our friends at Coventry Homes, the preferred builder of the Edmonton Oilers. No changes whatsoever for Florida. The Panthers running the same lineup, and Sergei Bobrovsky in net. It's Edmonton, Florida. The Panthers lead the Stanley Cup Final 3-0. Game 4, an elimination game for Edmonton. Robert Clark with the anthems.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
Now, tonight's exclusive NHL broadcast.
There he shoots and scores!
Now it's Draisaitl off to Connor McDavid. Centers Kane for the hat trick. He scores!
All the action called by the voices who know the game inside and out.
This crowd explodes!
Bob Stauffer and Jack Michaels on the Oilers Radio Network.
Game 104 for the Edmonton Oilers tonight is the first of what Edmonton hopes will be 4 consecutive elimination games. The Oilers find themselves trailing this best-of-7 Stanley Cup Final 3-0, having lost Game 3 on home ice 4-3. Thursday night, a game where they trailed 4-1, got 2 by Bobrovsky in the third period, and became only the second team in the last 14 games to get 3 on Bobrovsky. They got 3 supportive goals from guys like Warren Fogle, Philip Broberg, and Ryan McLeod, and still didn't win. So now it comes down to one home game. Adam Henrique against Alexander Barkov. And Barkov wins the opening faceoff. We're underway in Game 4. Barkov had the game-winning goal to go along with an assist in Florida's win on Thursday night. The Oilers quickly wristed up the right-hand side, pursuing on the forecheck and dealing Janmark. One-timer Ekholm and a save. Sergei Bobrovsky, 17 seconds in. Ekholm, who powered one past Bobrovsky in Game 2, this time foiled by the goaltender who enters tonight with a .953 save percentage in the Stanley Cup Final. Bob, he's won 6 in a row as Florida looks to close out the playoffs with 7 straight wins. It'd be the first time in 32 years that a team in the NHL has managed to do that.
Well, they got great defense. They're the best defensive team in the league, and usually when you have great defense, you look to the position of goal.
The last line of defense, right?
.953 save percentage kind of says it all.
Reinhart winning the faceoff and a clear by the Panthers up the left wing boards. Florida in the white with the blue pants and the red trim. Skating right to left in this first period. Edmonton, the blue and orange, outlined in white. Matthias Janmark picks it up in his own zone. Scoots it over to Ekholm. He'll settle it down. Edmonton will make a line change 40 seconds into this Game 4. Edmonton has outshot Florida handily in 2 of the 3 games, but come up short each time. Shut out 3-0 in Game 1. Then beaten by a count of 4-1 in Game 2 on Monday night in Sunrise. And now on a Saturday night in Edmonton, the Oilers look to extend their season. Sent in deep by the Panthers, Sam Bennett, who's on a streak of his own, points in 6 straight. Funneled back toward the net, picked up by Carter Verhaeghe. Sam Bennett with a broken stick on the ice, fired by Forsling into a crowd, a save made. Broberg was tripped up. Bennett to the net, back door, tipped away, and that was mishandled. Matthew Tkachuk, that pass was right on target, Bob, and he didn't put it in the net. He has not had the best series. Draisaitl plows his way into the offensive zone. He's playing with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Dylan Holloway tonight. And a hard check on Bennett, and Bennett is down, and here come the Panthers. Bennett cannot put any weight on his leg. A penalty coming, and Tarasenko stopped by goaltender Stuart Skinner. The action continues as Bennett, unable to put any weight on his leg, comes to the Florida bench. And we're going to have a penalty whistled against the Edmonton Oilers. Referees Jean Hebert and Chris Rooney working with linesman Devin Berg and Ryan Daisy.
They're going to look at this for a 5?
They may very well. I don't know whether a 5 was assessed.
I think
here's Rooney. Bennett looks like he's going to stay on the Florida bench at live speed. It was tough to tell.
5-minute major penalty is under review.
5-minute major is under review. Bennett, and it was...
I think that's a 2-minute penalty.
That was Darnell Nurse who caught him. Well, it's a 5 for now, and they review it. All 5s are reviewable. Bennett was able to stagger off under his own power eventually. Nurse clipped him at 1:53. And Hebert and Rooney are looking at right now, and now Bennett is going off.
Well,
he's going underneath, so...
I mean, he's a hard-nosed, tough player. We know that about him.
To me, Bob, that doesn't look much different than the Warren Foegele hit, to be honest with you.
Edmonton penalty number 2 minutes tripping.
It's just 2 minutes for tripping. I didn't think Fogel's was a 5.
Nor did I.
So I thought that path.
Bennett got away with one in Game 2. Florida was way better than Edmonton in Game 2, as you know. But Bennett got away with the charge on the Oilers' Philip Broberg. So first power play of the game for the Panthers.
Paul Maurice is furious on the Florida bench.
Connor, we're 2 minutes into this game. Here's the problem with not starting McDavid. He hasn't been on the ice. And now your team's shorthanded.
Alexander Barkov on the faceoff. Florida just 1 for 9 on the power play in the series. Edmonton has killed off 36 of its last 37. And 14 straight at home. And that's pitchforked out of there by Matthias Ekholm. Napa Auto Parts penalty kill. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Derek Ryan, Cody Ceci, and Matthias Ekholm. Nurse is in the box, of course. Sent around the boards by Verhaeghe. Behind the net, Verhaeghe pounds it right into the glove of Stuart Skinner off a setup from Barkov, and a face-off will come to the right of the Edmonton net with 2 minutes and 20 seconds having elapsed in this first period. Sam Bennett, in my opinion, Bob, has been Florida's most impactful forward in this series. And I know Rodriguez has 3 goals.
And it's physicality that he provides. We'll see how much time he does miss in this game.
Well, he's underneath right now. Barkov tried to gut it out on the bench, Bob, but eventually led underneath. And off the draw, it's cleared by Edmonton, and Verhaeghe will turn it back toward Brandon Montour. Montour acquired for a 3rd-round pick, one of several acquisitions that Florida's made over the last 3 years that have had resounding success. President's Trophy in 22, trip to the final last year, back in the final this year. Shot coming, and Tkachuk hit the crossbar, and then the Panthers hit a post on the rebound. Bing, bing. Verhaeghe back behind the net. What chances for Florida? First Tkachuk and then Reinhart. Drew Iron. The puck squirts free into the slot and is cleared up the right-hand side, and now 2-on-1 short-handed. Connor Brown waiting, centering, shooting and scoring is Matthias Janmark. Short-handed goal. Edmonton. It's 1-0. Janmark second short in the postseason, and the Oilers have the lead in Game 4.
Well, the Oilers got a fortuitous break right twice, 2 posts for the Panthers, a crossbar to post, and then Connor Brown swooped down low, supported the play, and then poked the puck past the pitching man, and that created a 2-on-1. You thought, well, maybe put the puck on the net. Instead, he waited, and Bobrovsky got taken out by his own man, Brandon Montour. Open net tap in for Janmark. It's 1-0 Edmonton.
Brown waited, then delivered into the crease, and Janmark was there to mop up. And now off the draw, Ryan McLeod cuts in front. And that was cleared by Tarasenko. So Tkachuk and Reinhart on back-to-back shots, a second apart, hit a crossbar and a post. McLeod defending as Sam Bennett starts up the right-hand side, so he's fine. Bennett is back in the game for Florida. Kulak to Fogle back behind the net. Broberg unable to clear. Panthers still on a power play here for about 10 seconds, but now it's muscled out, and breaking up ice is Warren Fogle. Drop pass broken up. Chipped through the middle by Bennett. Tarasenko reaching the blue line, and now taking over is Connor McDavid. Finally on the ice, and following the successful kill, here's McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman rolling in over the line. McDavid darting down the middle and had it pried loose. And here's a clear for Bennett up the right-hand side, and we have too many men, and this will be whistled on Florida. Time 4:12 of this first period, so a massive turnaround. Bob, you talked about the Oilers needing a bounce at some stage. They got two, yep. And then came the other way, and Brown able to outlast Florida. And with Bobrovsky down and out, Janmark able to flip it over his prostrate form and give Edmonton a 1-0 lead.
Jack, Leon Draisaitl's at 49% face-offs in the playoffs. He was at 56 in the regular season. He has not been the same since Game 1 against Vancouver, and that's been part of the challenge for Edmonton against Florida in this 0-10 run.
Well, Dallas and Florida in particular, very strong down the middle. He had some tough matchups in those series. Here he wins a face-off, and now Bouchard looking to dial it up. Nugent Hopkins gets it back. Much has been made. Edmonton power play 0-10 in the Stanley Cup Final. Here's Connor McDavid trying to get the unit off the schneid. It's brought to you by Atco Energy. Here's a one-timer. Bouchard let it fly. But again, Bob, what I've been saying all playoffs long, the penalty kill is why Edmonton's this far. And it comes through again with a shorthanded goal. Brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. This an Atco power play. McDavid dropping it off. Bouchard. And through the wickets, McDavid on a tough pass from Draisaitl. Minute 20 left. Atco, your trusted Alberta retailer. Here's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins collecting and dealing for Bouchard. And yet another depth goal as Bouchard's centering pass went off a skate and flew down the end. But I mean, Janmark, McLeod, Broberg, and Fogle with Edmonton's last 4 goals. Ekholm being the other one. Here's Bouchard. In across the line, shooting, and that was blocked. Rebound over Nugent Hopkins, and the Panthers muster a clear back to center. Barkov will change. Bouchard with the top unit still on to Nugent Hopkins down the middle. Draisaitl to McDavid. One-timer Hyman, and that was deflected wide. Draisaitl, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, nary a point in this Stanley Cup final. Bouchard has the lone assist. He'll get it back from Draisaitl. Now Nugent Hopkins. Bouchard in the high slot, peering inside. 20 seconds left on the power play. McDavid from the right faceoff dot. Drifts up top. Draisaitl one-timer off the outside of the post. Rebound, tried to center. Got it backfired. Save Bobrovsky. Rebound loose. Hyman unable to come up with it. And Bobrovsky got a whistle. With the puck still loose and Bobrovsky without a stick, they whistled it dead with 12 seconds left, and the penalty being served by Evan Rodriguez for too many men. So now second unit comes on. 6 minutes gone in the first period. The point being, Bob, Edmonton's done a lot of things right in this Stanley Cup final, including getting some goals from depth players.
But you need more from your top-end guys, and Bob's had the answer every time.
Because they've had their chances. It's not like they've been completely stoned. Here's Broberg off the draw, fired into a crowd.
He never saw it.
Yeah, it was deflected up around the boards. Nurse down low to Perry, centering pass in tight. Nurse, a shot, save Bobrovsky, and the rebound slapped away from Foegele, and now Rodriguez comes out of the box with a tip to Barkov, and it's a late developing 3-on-2. Barkov sharp angle shot, and a save made by Stuart Skinner. Up the right-hand side, turned over. Forsling had a shot smothered by Adam Henrique and picked up by Foegele in one stride. Up the right-hand boards, angled down low by Perry. Aaron Ekblad able to collect for Florida. Second lead of the series for the Oilers. They also led 1-0 in Game 2 on the road. That game was tied at 1 after 40 minutes, and then Florida got 3 unanswered in the third. Here the Panthers are offside, pouring over the line right to left. But we've been talking about it for 2 months now. And once again, the Oiler penalty killers rise to the fore. 13-11 to go in the first period, with Janmark having scored shorthanded from Connor Brown at 3:11. Now, because of the icing call, Edmonton will have the option, and they're going to go with a new look here of McDavid, Holloway, and Hyman up top.
Foegele was just on the ice.
Face off, and off the draw, chipped up the left-hand side, Verhaeghe at center ice. He'll work down low in the corner. Bouchard able to take it away. Barkov following up offensively. Sam Reinhart in the right circle. One-timer Montour, and that changeup drifted wide. Rebound Ekman Larsson. Slashed away by Bouchard. Up the left-hand side, Ekholm. He'll fire a dart, and that's out of the reach of Holloway, and that will be an icing call with 12:44 to go in the first period. And Holloway's saying, I was ahead of Ekman Larsson. How can that possibly be icing? But now the officials are going to congregate. I think this face-off, though, will come back into the Edmonton zone. 12:44 to go in the first. Face-off right of Stuart Skinner. 16-14 lifetime in his Stanley Cup playoff career, with a save percentage of .889. Lundell off the faceoff, and yet he was the better man in the last 3 games against Dallas, and highly touted Jake Ottinger. Can he turn the tide against Sergei Bobrovsky, a 2-time Vezina Trophy winner and a finalist this year? Panthers force a turnover in the neutral zone off the draw, shoveled in by Montour. Gathered by Ekholm, and he'll send it up the left-hand side. Janmark back out there with Henrique and Brown. Janmark over the line, heading for the net. A centering pass tipped home. Adam Henrique makes it 2-0 Edmonton. Janmark, a goal and an assist in the first 8 minutes.
So Matthias Ekholm realizes that Matthias Janmark is posting up at the blue line of the Florida zone, and he wraps a hard rim around the boards, and Janmark fends off his man, gets inside positioning. That was just a great effort. Brown followed the play up, and then a centering pass in front right to Henrique, and the Oilers are up 2-0.
Mattias Janmark has been getting better round by round and showing the experience of a guy that has a hat trick in a Game 7 to his credit. You don't think of him as a big scorer, but he's now got 3 goals and 6 points in this series and 31 in 88 games in his Stanley Cup playoff career. Henrique from Janmark at 7:48. Off the draw, the Oilers toss it in deep. Rodriguez to Alexander Barkov. In across the line, shot Kulikov, save made by Skinner. Rebound played back, Ekman-Larsson, his shot, save Skinner. Rebound Rodriguez, one-timer Ekman-Larsson, had it blocked. Slashed free, Rodriguez fires again. Skinner makes another save from the left circle. Now Rodriguez gets it right back, driving to the net. Skinner an initial save, and then Rodriguez taken off his feet. Nugent-Hopkins slides over to make an outlet pass to Leon Draisaitl. He'll give it up to Corey Perry and then get it back down low, right corner. Fired from a sharp angle. Bobrovsky's not sure where it is. He has it against Perry, who then bulls his way to the front of the net. And this crowd on its collective feet. Henrique from Janmark and Ekholm. After Janmark had opened the scoring shorthanded from Connor Brown. You wonder if Edmonton was deep enough. Well, thus far, the depth has staked Edmonton to a 2-0 lead in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final, live from sold-out Rogers Place, the Oilers Radio Network.
Hey parents, do you work in downtown Edmonton? Childcare is hard to find, but at Kepler Academy, inside Sun Life Place, we still have some space for children 12 months to 6 years old. Located at 101.
Hey hockey fans, thank you for joining us once again here on Toronto Sports Insider for another NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs matchup. Thank you all for getting this chat fired up every single night. Keep up the good work, and cheers to every single one of you. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share out the link. The best way to get more fans into the chat and make this party even more crazy is to share it out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, however you do your social media. Much appreciated. Thank you all for being here once again. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and become an insider. And let's get back to the hockey. See you guys in the chat.
Blue collar work deserves big dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit heavymetalequipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
Back in our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth high atop Rogers Place. Rob Brown, Ekholm, Fogle, Broberg, McLeod, Janmark, Henrique. Is Edmonton's depth giving the Oilers new life in this Stanley Cup?
Double talking. Hey, thank you all for being here. I don't have the green screen up. I got to resize this thing and fix it. But thank you. Look at this. We're 11 subscribers away from 24,000. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit that subscribe button. Please check down below and see if you are subscribed. If you are not, what the hell are you waiting for? Get on it. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get over 24,000. Let's head to 25,000. TSI. Cheers, everybody. Good luck to the Oilers. Oh, my God. They just jumped 10 in 1 second. Thank you all. Guys, hit it. Let's go for 25K tonight. All right, I'm going to put some 25K emojis in the chat. Let's get it. Join as a member. 99 cents. Get you access to these emojis. I do it 99 cents as low as possible because it's not about the money. It's about the community. That's why we do it here on TSI. Anyways, back to the action. Let's go, Oilers. 2-0. Let's go, baby. I'm going to fix this screen next time I come back in. Peace.
Offside. Rendered academic by the fact that it's poke-checked away by Bouchard and recovered by Reinhard. Back in his own zone for Florida. Kulikov to Ekman-Larsson. Longtime standout in Arizona, having found new life in Florida, but getting himself in trouble, and he got popped in the corner. Hung on to the puck too long and was drilled by Hyman. But the Panthers able to break it out. Barkov up to Kulikov. Now a shot from Reinhart and a save made by Skinner. who stopped all 7 shots that have come his way. McDavid gathering steam, in over the line, left to right. Shot from distance, kicked out by Bobrovsky against Kulak. He'll wind it around, picked off by Rodriguez, into the slot for Barkov, turns it up ice, and here come the Panthers. Montour, a shot off the rush, and a toe save made by Stuart Skinner. Rebound Bouchard. Lays it off for Ekholm. An outlet pass misfires for Hyman, and that will be whistled for icing. 9:38 to go in this first period. Rob, in the third period the other night, Edmonton's gallant effort to come back and win that game fell short, but did the Oilers learn anything maybe in the last 9 or 10 minutes?
Well, they learned that you can score goals on Bobrovsky. You learned that it's not just a brick wall there, that you're capable of putting the puck in the back of the net. It just gives you a little bit of confidence. And what you loved about it, it was the role players that were doing it.
So kind of like when Rocky cuts Drago and discovers he's not a machine. He's just a man.
He's human. Bobrovsky is human. But I think a big thing, too, Jack, is that the fact that it was role players that are doing it for them. Tonight, role players are doing it. Eventually, Leon and Connor are going to jump into this game as well, and that just bodes well for the Oilers' confidence.
Edmonton a dump in. Ekblad quarterbacking up the left-hand side for Stephen Lawrence, and he banged it in, but was not yet at the red line. So that will be an icing call against the Panthers as well, with 9:14 to go in this first period. We talked about the Skinner-Bobrovsky matchup, and that Skinner was eventually going to have to start outplaying Bobrovsky. Well, you look at the shots 8 apiece. 2 of Edmonton's has gone in.
Skinner's made about 3 big saves in this first period, ones that were finding a way past him in the opening 3 games. He got lucky, had a post and a crossbar, but when you're making the other saves, that luck comes to your side, as it was coming to Bobrovsky in the first 3 games of this series.
Knobloch selling out with all kinds of combinations in this first period. We've talked about it. This time it's McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent-Hopkins. Draisaitl chased out of the circle, so McDavid will take it against Kevin Stenlund, who's been rock solid, especially on that right side, and he wins the faceoff. Flip back to center. Panthers 4th line out, and they're going to be able to get a change. McDavid jitterbugging his way back in left to right. Nugent-Hopkins, the handoff to Cody Ceci. Now Draisaitl trapped in the corner. Pointless in the series, and Ceci's shot was blocked. Draisaitl has not been held without a point in 4 consecutive games since 2017. Draisaitl to Ceci, picked off by Forsling down the middle. Luostarinen. Here's Lundell. Checked by Ceci, back to the point, ripped by Forsling, deflected home. Tarasenko, and Florida's back in the game at 2-1. Vladimir Tarasenko has goals in back-to-back games. He got the go-ahead tally on Thursday, and he revives the Florida faithful with that tip-in.
Forsling again, just a low hummer from the point. And an excellent deflection redirection from Vladimir Tarasenko. Jack, this guy's a goal scorer, you know that.
6 times 30 plus.
49 goals now in 118 playoff games.
That's his 5th this year from Forsling, who, remember, Florida got off waivers from Carolina.
It's unbelievable.
8:34 to go in the first period. He couldn't stick with Chicago either. It's not just Carolina that was proven foolish. Off the draw, Nurse and Broberg handle the puck for Edmonton. Chipped up the right-hand side. Mikkola could not shake that puck free and out of his own zone, so Connor Brown goes back to work for the Oilers. He'll wind it around, held in. Brown protecting behind the Florida net. Edmonton leading by a score of 2-1 in Game 4 of the final. Nurse, a shot. That was blocked. Verhaeghe looks to tug back to center and does. Kachuk made a play in the neutral zone for Sam Bennett. He's in, dishes, one-timer, sprawling save. Stuart Skinner on Carter Verhaeghe. Magnificent!
Well, that's his best save of the series, Jack.
Stuart Skinner robbing Verhaeghe, who came in with 10 playoff goals, tied with Draisaitl for 2nd in the league, and Bennett put it right on a platter. And Stuart Skinner flailing with a full lunge to his left, keeping Edmonton in front 2-1. Mark that stop down. We just talked about the fact that at some point, Skinner was going to have to outplay Bobrovsky. Is that the save that starts swinging the final in the other direction? Edmonton a 2-1 lead in Game 4. 7:52 to play. First period. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud to call myself an Albertan. You know, after years of touring this great province in my Ford F-150, I've learned the value of driving a tough, capable, smart truck. Whether you're working for the weekend or long-hauling it like I am, there's an F-150 for every Albertan, with plenty of options to choose from, like available Pro Power on board. So if you're looking for a new truck, stop by your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
Hockey fans, with a spotless reputation, Scandinavian Building Services is responsible for keeping over 70 million square feet of space clean and safe every day. With over 65 years in the industry, no cleaning challenge is too big or too small. From national retailers and commercial spaces to small offices and entertainment centers like Rogers Place, let Scandinavian take the worry off your cleaning program. Visit Scandinavian.ca to learn more. Scandinavian Building Services. Our reputation is spotless.
Honey, I overloaded the washing machine and there's a mini waterfall pouring through the basement roof.
We'll fix it. Don't worry, babe.
And I might have horribly shrunk your lucky jersey.
Oh!
Life happens. Access Insurance can help. The save of the game is brought to you by Access Insurance. When Albertans need it most, they know they can count on the Access Insurance team for a huge save. It's easy to switch and save. Check out their Google reviews.
Visit accessinsurancegroup.com.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Welcome back inside Rogers Place. Barkov, a centering pass off a skate and off a Skinner. Rodriguez poised right in front of the Edmonton goaltender, who just made a remarkable stop on Carter Verhaeghe, preserving the 2-1 Oiler lead. Brett Kulak rolls over and lines one down the left-hand boards that'll turn into an icing call with 7:25 on the game clock. Florida's outshot Edmonton 11-8 in a high-event first period. But the Oilers came out smoking. Shorthanded goal by Matthias Janmark, and then he set up Henrique for a goal that made it 2-0. Tarasenko tips one home from Forsling moments ago, and the Panthers are on the board but trailing 2-1 in their bid to become the first team to sweep a Stanley Cup Final since 1998. Off the draw, Tkachuk fires sharp angle and an easy save for Stuart Skinner. That year, Detroit beat Washington 4-0, and it marked a stretch of 4 consecutive Stanley Cup Finals where it was a sweep. Jersey over Detroit, 95, 96. Colorado behind Patrick Waugh's .974 save percentage swept the Florida Panthers. And then 97, it was a sweep for the Red Wings over the Philadelphia Flyers.
Eric Lindros.
And what turned out to be his last shot at a realistic shot at a cup.
He was probably the best player in the league, 94 to 97, but by 97, 98, the concussions caught up, and then in one of Forsberg, I think Forsberg might have been the best guy in the league at that point.
Nurse lofting it up ice, knocked down by Montour. He gave it away to Derek Ryan. Down low, turned over by Verhaeghe. And the Oilers now go to work. McLeod to Philip Broberg in the Florida zone. He'll circle behind the net. A second time a centering pass, and then was tipped away from McLeod by Sam Bennett.
Just put it on the net short side there.
Skinner to Darnell Nurse. Hard pass up the boards. That was no chance. And an icing call whistled against Edmonton. 6:49 to go in the first period. Nurse called for a trip early on in this hockey game, was reviewed, initially assessed a 5-minute major, changed to a 2-minute tripping minor, and not only did the Oilers kill it off for their 37th kill in 38 tries, but Janmark scored shorthanded.
I wonder, Jack, the Oilers' top guns have been a little quiet here, and I just wonder if fatigue has set in. Played a lot of minutes.
Lundell able to win the face-off from Connor McDavid. Thrust down low by Forsling. Luo Starinen tried to center, quick shot and a save on Lundell made by goaltender Stuart Skinner. It was Lundell who had the game-winning goal in Game 5 against the New York Rangers. Florida pulling away to win that series in a similar fashion to what Edmonton did to Dallas. Both teams trailing 2-1 in the conference final.
Right now, you mentioned Dallas, good face-off team, and right now Florida's winning a lot of draws, and Edmonton's having to work, and they're getting picked off of cycles as well on face-off plays.
Lundell against McDavid for a second time. Face-off to Skinner's right-hand side. 6:41 to go in the first. 2-1 Edmonton in Game 4. Florida has beaten Edmonton in all 5 meetings this year. And now McDavid chased out of the circle, replaced by Hyman. Warren Foegele on this line. And a face-off won by Zach Hyman and steered out by Bouchard. On to Foegele. Knocked off his stick. He continues to battle with Ekblad. Put it behind the net, forcing able to take over. Serve it up, Luo Sturinin. Rink wide to Tarasenko. Right wing drag move around to Ekholm, and then he flipped it out in front, and that'll be covered by Skinner with 6:21 to go in the first. That was fairly well played by Ekholm on Tarasenko. And now a face-off will be to the left of the Edmonton goal. Panthers 8-3 in 1-goal games. Trying to close out this series and not have to worry about a long flight back home with the Oilers back in the series and a lot of pressure shifting to Florida for a potential Game 5. That would be Tuesday night, and Bob and I would have it for you again, 6:20 puck drop live right here on 630 CHED and the Oilers Radio Network, as well as Radio Player Canada. We appreciate you pursuing. I don't know what channel we're on Sirius tonight, but however you find us, we appreciate it. Off the draw, Ekholm will launch it back to center. That's going to be knocked down and handled and clubbed back in by Barkov. Ekholm will shoot it up the boards right in front of the Oiler bench. Defended by Kulikov, and then Barkov, the Florida captain, to Sam Reinhart. He'll shoot it in. That's going to be picked up by Kulikov, shoveled back down low. Sam Reinhart, left circle, given some space, and a late shot block by Connor Brown. And then the rebound whistled through the middle by Bouchard. That'll be another icing call with 5:48 to go in the first. That was alert by Brown. Bob, for a second, it appeared like
everybody backed off.
Yeah, and Sam Reinhart is a guy that I believe has scored 66 goals this year.
There's a stat for you.
Yeah, Todd Marchand, 1997. Had 2 shorthanded goals. It had not been done since. Matthias Janmark.
Pretty big overtime goal that year as well.
Yeah, I think closed out a series.
That one wasn't shorthanded.
Face-off win by Stephen Lawrence. Well, it came after maybe the greatest save in Oiler history. Here's Connor Brown charging down the middle of the ice. Janmark belted by Opozo, centering past Brown, and that was picked off by Montour. Flipped off the right-hand boards by Stephen Lawrence, and then fed inside the Oiler blue line. It's going to be handled by Skinner off to Janmark. Pressure from Stenlund. Kulak left wing, and Draisaitl's got to step on Ekblad, centering pass to the net. Score! 3-1! Dylan Holloway from Draisaitl, beating Bobrovsky glove side, and the Oilers surge back ahead by a deuce.
Well, great pickup first by Leon Draisaitl on a long stretch pass down the left side boards, and then Draisaitl through the seam on a wonderful elite level finish from the 14th overall pick in the 2020 draft. He was flying. That was a great pickup, and he distributed the puck home.
And that's all of a sudden 5 goals in the last 29 minutes against Sergei Bobrovsky, who had given up 2 in the first 2.5 games. Draw 1, Draisaitl's first point of the series, and off the faceoff, flipped in by Dylan Holloway. The secondary scoring continues to be there for Edmonton. Chipped off the boards and out by the Panthers. Tracked by Draisaitl. He'll hand off to Kulak. 3-1 Edmonton in Game 4 of the Cup Final. And now Sergei Bobrovsky is hearing it from the crowd. We first heard these chants deriding the opposition goaltender 2 months ago. Cam Talbot was the target. Golfed out by Ekblad. Located by Broberg. Lundell manages to wrist it toward the net. Shoveled up the right-hand side. A hard hit on Hyman by Mikkola. And now Darnell Nurse with a giveaway at center. Luostarinen will fire it back in. Skinner to knock it down. Kulak, by the way, was the man who made that outlet pass to Draisaitl. He'll get the second assist. Luostarinen has it snatched away by Nurse, but then gave it away again, did Darnell Nurse. Lundell. And a poor pass to the back foot of Ekman Larsson, nearly converted into a breakaway by McDavid. He had an argument for a holding call there. Montour shot it up the right-hand side, eventually slashed back to the Oiler blue line. Ekholm chipped it ahead. McDavid pounded by Ekman Larsson. The play was offside. 3:44 to go in the first period. The goal scorers for Edmonton in the Stanley Cup Final: Ekholm, Foegele, Broberg, McLeod, Janmark, Henrique, and now Dylan Holloway has given Edmonton a 3-1 lead with 3 minutes and change remaining in this first period. It's Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final, live from Edmonton's Rogers Place. Beautiful afternoon in the city, and nightfall has given way to an Oiler lead in Game 4 with their season on the line. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they're the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Chemco is building industry across Canada, and now they're on the lookout for civil and electrical project managers, estimators, and superintendents to join their dedicated team. Why Chemco? Because Chemco cares. They put people first, offering top-tier compensation packages and an unwavering commitment to safety. At Chemco, safety isn't just a priority, it's everybody's business. Ready to be part of a team that truly values you? Visit chemco.com/careers today.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
3-1 hockey game. Edmonton the lead in Game 4. Barkov a face-off win against Adam Henrique, flanked by Janmark and Connor Brown. And an icing call coming against Florida's Matthias Janmark has given the 18,347 crammed into Rogers Place a lot of juice in this first period with a shorthanded goal and an assist. And then Dylan Holloway once again coming through with a timely contribution. And depth scoring has carried Edmonton to a 3-1 lead with 3.5 to go. Those are chants of Sergei. Bobrovsky the target. And he's been shelled for 3 goals on 10 shots. Panthers get it in deep. Nico Mikkola, a shot from the point. Skinner down and out. Puck pinball to Reinhart, and then he fought off a hard wrist shot with a blocker, and the rebound gobbled up by Connor Brown. And he'll send it spinning into the Florida zone. Mikkola first on it. Up to Barkov, and the Panthers will reset with Brandon Montour on top of the puck. Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, and Holloway back on for the Oilers. Chipped up the right-hand side. Holloway seemed to think there should have been too many men. Doesn't get the call, and then Ceci with a giveaway. Here's Ekman Larsson in the high slot. Lets one fly. That ticked off the glove of Stuart Skinner, and Sam Bennett on the puck for Florida. Panthers protect. Tkachuk out to the point. Weak shot Kulikov. Had it blocked. Here comes Draisaitl, and he was knocked off balance. Ekman Larsson able to pick it up. Shoveled up the right-hand side. Tkachuk out of the reach of Verhaeghe. Draisaitl didn't seem to argue that one, Bob. Very close. A collision, and he went flying. Kulikov up the right-hand side. Tarasenko streaking down the wing. He has the only Florida goal. Pulls up on the half wall. Could not get it in deep. Nugent Hopkins wanted to leave it for Broberg, who came over and smacked it over to Cody Ceci. Up to Corey Perry. Laid off the boards and smartly tucked in the zone by Derek Ryan. Luostarinen with 2 minutes to go in the first period. Edmonton leading Florida 3-1. First 2-goal lead of the series for the Oilers. Sent in deep by Kyle Okposo. Here's Broberg in the corner. Oh, he was drilled by Okposo. Heavy hit. Broberg pops right back up. Verhaeghe trying to maintain. A shot from distance by Forsling. Picked up by Nurse. Swatted up the left-hand side, but not out. And the Panthers back to work in the offensive zone. Looking to get one back before the period is out. Okposo getting roughed up by Nurse. Carved free by Luostarinen and sent around to Forsling left point. One-timer coming, and it was flubbed by Lundell. Here's Nurse up the left-hand side. He'll get some help. And it's cleared up the middle. A deflected puck is going to be tracked by Forsling and controlled ultimately by Aaron Ekblad. First overall pick in 2014. McDavid first overall a year later. A tip by Barkov off the rush from Rodriguez. Flicked aside by Skinner. Blasted back in by Montour, but Florida's got a tag back up onside. Hyman wrestling with the puck with Mikkola and Rodriguez. Fogle came over and chipped in by McDavid behind Montour. He'll grab it, send it up the left-hand side. Rodriguez is able to nudge it back to center ice with 40 seconds left in the period. Bouchard, a miscommunication. Reinhart tries to take advantage, but Ekholm cut him off. Rodriguez to Sam Bennett in the right circle, and Florida back to work. Reinhart could not handle the pass. Bounced off his stick, and here comes Bouchard with 20 seconds to go in the frame. Hyman tried to flip it in front for McDavid. That was closed off quickly. Rodriguez from the end boards, put it off the glass. Reinhart locates, and now from center ice will shoot it toward the net. Fielded on one bounce by Skinner. Reverse to Bouchard. 5 seconds to go in the period. Crowd rises in unison, and they will let out an appreciative roar as Edmonton charges back into its dressing room, armed with a 3-1 lead after the opening 20 minutes. Stuart Skinner sharp with 13 saves, outplaying Bobrovsky, who was riddled for 3 goals on 10 shots by Janmark, Henrik, and Holloway. And Edmonton doing all this without an actual goal from McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins, Bouchard, and yet they're finding ways to get on the board. Zach Hyman's another guy, still hasn't scored a goal, but tonight, Janmark the spark, Bob, and the Oilers, I thought the third goal every bit as important as the shorthanded goal because Florida started to make a push.
Yeah, great point by you, Jack. I mean, just a brilliant finish by Dylan Holloway. Real smart play by Leon Draisaitl. What a period for Matthias Janmark, Connor Brown, and Adam Henrique. Great job in the PK. Great job at even strength.
Skinner outplaying Bobrovsky.
So far
that was going to have to happen at some point.
Right.
And it has, perhaps just in time for the Oilers. And Connor Brown now joins us. And Connor, I think you and I talked as far back as the Vancouver series. I felt the penalty kill was most responsible for bringing you to this point. What did you see on the play that resulted in a 1-0 lead?
Well, I saw a loose puck, poked one free. Verhaeghe was I think it was Verhaeghe going downhill a little bit, so able to get one out. And when I looked up, Bob didn't seem like he was moving back into his net, so I kind of just went around him. Janitor stayed in the crease there, and timely goal.
You guys combined for a great 5v5 goal, but I want to talk about the Holloway goal that restored the 2-goal lead. Brilliant finish. That was a great play and really well timed as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was gross all around. Disgusting pass, dirty finish. I mean, fun to watch.
Gross, disgusting janitor. We'll take it. Thanks, Connor.
Yeah, see you, boys.
3-1 lead. You love the nicknames you sometimes pick up. Bob talking about, of course, the 5-on-5 goal by Adam Henrique, who seemingly, I don't know off the top of my head, I believe now he has 9 goals as an Oiler 7. By a combined, 6 in the regular season.
9, but 7 of the 9.
But I was going to say 9 goals by from a combined, 28 feet?
7 of the 9 goals he has scored right in front of the net. He has unbelievable timing as to how to read a play to go to the net, and that's part of the reason why he was a 20-goal scorer this season. And that line has, they've won. The Oilers started with that line. Those guys got a great chance early in the game. A lot of people be like, geez, you didn't start McDavid or Draisaitl. Well, that line's been really good and giving them some momentum here. Oilers a little loose, and boy, high flips, and boy, a lot of sell jobs too from from the Florida players on anytime they get knocked down, they're trying to induce a call here. We know that it's part of gamesmanship. The Oilers got to stay within themselves. They got to manage the puck better when Florida does those high flips and chips, because they created a couple opportunities off that in this period. But when it was Bob filling in for the mistakes that Florida was making first couple games of this series,
Stuart Skinner did it tonight.
Stuart Skinner did it so far.
Yeah, he's got 40 minutes to negotiate, as does the rest of his teammates, who were outshot 14-10 in that first period. But the Oilers able to flip the script a little bit, and the depth scoring continues to be there. Janmark, Henrique, and Holloway with the goals. Tarasenko, the only man to beat Skinner, and it was a tip from Gustav Forsling. It's 3-1 Edmonton through 20 minutes of play in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final, with the Oilers looking to live for another 72 hours. Well, they're 40 minutes away from doing exactly that. Rob Brown and Reed Wilkins with their thoughts on the other side. We are live downtown Edmonton. Oilers 3, Panthers 1. After 1, this is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
It's our YEG with 630 Chad.
Enjoy Under the Stars dining, unique auctions, and more as Capital Care Foundation's Feast on the Field returns to Commonwealth on August 14th. Plus, join the excitement of their Charity Golf Classic August 15th. Details and tickets at capitalcarefoundation.net. Then join the Edmonton Riverhawks and 630 Chad on Canada Day as the Riverhawks take on the Port Angeles Lefties at Remax Field. Keep it locked.
What's up, insiders? How you doing? I am TSI Mike. In the house, it is intermission. What the hell is going on over here? There it is. All right, we're good. All right, video's getting a little choppy here. I think I got to cut out some programs here. But thank you all for being here tonight. Smash that like button down below. We're sitting at 471 likes so far. We have, 3,000 people in the chat? 3,568 in the chat. Holy cow. Rod Bottomley in the house. My God, Rod. You were here when I was doing play-by-play of these Leafs games. My man. Cheers, brother. This is insane. But it's what it's about. It's about the people. It's about the hockey. It's not about me. It's not about me being a YouTuber. It's not about any of that. It's about this community. It's about everybody in this chat. Goth, what's up? I see you, man. 25K. We're rolling here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving through. We're at 24,107. Oh, there's Joe Dirt in the house. What's up, Joe? Hey, look it. The whiskey is right here in this new cup. All right, I just got the merch delivered here, I think 2 days ago. These cups are gorgeous. They're really expensive. Really, really expensive, though. And I cut the profit out all the way. And they're still expensive. So, I don't know. Whatever. If y'all want to support, I've got to get a link out somehow. I should probably do that now. But anyways, back to the hockey. Y'all don't want to sit here and listen to me. But hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. 24,109. Let's get to 24. Let's get to 25 tonight. It's the first period. We've got tons of people in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers. Have a great night, everybody. We'll be back in the second period in the intermissions. I'll jump in probably again, as well as maybe in a TV timeout. Go Oilers, go. Canada, we got this, baby. And everybody in the United States, love you too, because I'm in the United States as well. Cheers. Yeah, Toronto guy, now in the United States.
In the blue paint, waited for the puck to come out, and again, a depth player for the Oilers. Continues to be the story for the Oilers here in this final series, because it's the depth players that continue to score. But Janmark had a fantastic first 20 minutes, and that got the crowd into that.
Yeah, and then Janmark set up Henrique. 4.5 minutes later, Ekholm got the other assist. I mean, he looked like an NBA forward spinning and going to the basket, and then he sends it in front to Henrique, who's right there, Rob, and that's a play that the Panthers have been breaking up.
Yep.
I mean, the Oilers have been trying those passes, and that time, I can't remember who the defender was, just got a little bit behind Henrique, and he's right at the top of the crease knife it in, but finally an Oiler player, rewarded for being right in front of Bobrovsky like that.
Henrique beat Lundell back to the blue paint and got inside positioning. Adam Henrique, we've seen, I know that Jack talked about it, 9 goals now as an Oiler, all hanging around the blue paint. He's a veteran. He knows how to get body positioning. He knows which side to be on. Janmark on that play is throwing the puck into the blue paint. He doesn't know what's going to happen. It's not a tape-to-tape pass. He's just trying to create something, and he did. Henrique goes to the right area. He's rewarded in the right area, and that was a huge goal, and the place went absolutely bananas at that point. And again, it was a depth player scoring a goal for the Edmonton Oilers. At some point, the Oilers' best players are going to get on the score sheet, and when they do, things are going well because they've now got 6 goals in the last 2 games from guys lower down the lineup.
So in the first 8 periods of this series, Sergei Bobrovsky stopped 78 out of 80 shots. In the last 2 periods, he stopped 11 out of 16. So the Oilers going to keep going. I mean, you said it. He's human. So, I mean, and a save percentage is an average, and the great players have those exceptional runs as he did, so the Oilers got to keep chipping away here.
Well, they do. Keep putting pucks on net. Again, you're not just playing for tonight. You're playing for Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, whatever it may. Just want to continue to throw pucks on net and create just a seed of doubt in the mind of A, the Panthers, and B, Bobrovsky. He's an all-world goaltender. He will bounce back, but in this series, Bobrovsky has stolen a game. Game 1, he stole. The Oilers needed, if they're going to win this series, they need Skinner to steal at least 1. And in that first period, he was excellent. I do believe, as well as the Oilers played and they have a 3-1 lead, they leaked chances.
Yep.
There was a number of great chances by the Florida Panthers. They easily could have 3. And the biggest one by far, when it was 2-1, a big goal that by Tarasenko makes it 2-1. And then there's a 2-on-1. A wide open 2-on-1. That 2-on-1 was so open that I believe it was Bennett that had it, actually slowed down and almost came to a stop to make the pass across. Reinhart, I believe it was Reinhart that had the shot, got all of it. And it went off just the top of the glove of Skinner. He just got enough of it to keep it out of the back of the net. But if that goes in, it's 2-2, and everything that the Oilers worked for, the excitement level in this rink would have been gone. But Skinner made the save that the Oilers had missed in the first 3 games, the save that Bobrovsky had been given the Panthers. Skinner saved a big mistake by the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. The Oilers, with a 3-1 lead, they do have to be better defensively than the final 40 minutes because there were too many chances in the first 20 that I don't know if you would feel completely comfortable with just a 2-goal lead going forward. So the Oilers got to be much better defensively the final 40.
Yeah, Verhaeghe took that shot. That would have been 2 goals in 42 seconds for Florida after Edmonton had come out taking a 2-0 lead. Think how that would have felt. Think how Florida would have felt. Oh. They're thinking like anything these guys throw at us, we're just going to come right back. So they still feel fine and think they can come back, but tied would have been different than being down 3-1 for sure. The 50-50 jackpot is $9.89 million. There's an early bird draw at 7:30 for $5,000 for Safeway and at 8 p.m. for a Ford Maverick. 3-1 Edmonton after 1. Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through EdmontonsBestHotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. EdmontonsBestHotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
Athletes know that to advance your career, you've got to be part of a winning team. So, what about you? Are you working for a winning team? Well, here's your chance to do just that. Brandt is a strong and stable industry leader with career opportunities across Canada. We have hundreds of positions available right now, from parts, sales, positioning technology, heavy-duty mechanics, and more. Be a part of a winning team. Earn your stripes by joining Brandt today. Find out more at BrandtJobs.com.
Even though your 20s are behind you, you still get to have firsts. Like the first time your knee hurts after a morning run. Or the first time you felt certain muscles after a workout. Whatever your pain, Advil Liquid Gels are here for these firsts. Advil Liquid Gels provide liquid fast relief for everyday aches and pains. So you can get back to your everyday active life where firsts still happen. When pain says you can't, Advil says you can. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. edmontonsbesthotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
With Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. As tonight's Game 4 continues to unfold, Oilers fans were keeping the faith heading into it, especially those spending big bucks like this Oilers fan at tonight's game all the way from Washington, who also plans to be in Florida when the Oilers win the Cup.
If we lose tonight, we fly back sad. But you know what? That's not happening because we're going to win, and I'm going to be at Game 7 in Florida in Fort Lauderdale.
Tonight's free Shania Twain concert in the fan park ahead of the game got the crowd fired up.
Okay, so rocket scientist. That don't impress me much.
Fans started lining up about 8 hours before the free concert began. News on demand at 630ched.com.
Live sky high with remarkable units for rent and for sale at Sky Signature Suites. Currently offering amazing incentives on 1- and 2-bedroom rentals, featuring designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. All of this and more within the heart of Ice District, Edmonton's best address for shopping, dining, entertainment, and fun. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
Legacy Heating and Cooling Jingle auditions take one for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Are you ready, guys?
We were born ready. Heck yes, Nuge. Drop the beat. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. We freaking killed it, Nuge. That's what I'm talking about, Zachary Martin Hyman.
Nice guys. We're going to sell a lot of air conditioners.
Hey, doesn't Legacy offer no payments and no interest for a year on those?
Yeah, well, thanks for the assist on the copy points there, Nuge.
It's just what I do.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Look, I know this is radio, so it's hard to show you how much is on sale during the Big One clearance event at End of the Row Flooring Centers, but it's a lot. Like this flooring, or this one, and all these. Yep, all at clearance pricing for a limited time. Now, you don't need to just imagine what it would look like, though. You can use our visualizer at endoftheroll.com to upload a picture of your room to see the flooring in your actual home. Try it. Find something you love, then get a great deal on it at the Big One clearance event on now at End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Checking the Ottertown scoreboard, presented by Pizza 73, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. CFL tonight, about halfway through the third quarter. Calgary leading BC 17-14. The Blue Jays won today 5-0 over Cleveland. And at the U.S. Open, Bryson DeChambeau, 3-shot lead. He's 7 under after 3 rounds. The top Canadian is Corey Connors. He's tied for 9th, even par, so he's 7 off the lead going into the final round tomorrow. Janmark shorthanded. Henrique. Then Tarasenko got one back for Florida. Then Holloway with Draisaitl getting his first point of the series. 3-1 Oilers after 1 as they come out for the second. Jack and Bob are next. Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
When you play the largest 50-50 in sports, everybody wins. Your support makes all of Oil Country a better place. A place of kindness, caring, and compassion. Uplifting those in need, changing lives forever. The largest 50-50 pot in professional sports is currently growing by the second. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com and help change lives today. Maybe even your own.
AGLC license number 645766.
International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 955, is one of Alberta's largest and most diverse union locals in the province. Members work in everything from construction and maintenance to pipelines, renewables, healthcare, education, municipalities, and more. They are a big part of Alberta's past and will be a big part of Alberta's future. Apprenticeship, jobs, pension. That's IUOE Local 955. Visit joinustoday.ca to learn more, and let's go Oilers.
The Brick and the Edmonton Oilers both started right here in Edmonton back in the 70s. And we know nothing is more exciting than playoff hockey. We're next to you in the stands, painted blue and orange, cheering our hearts out. And when we're not there, we're in our stores, making sure you have everything you need to cheer them on in your home. We're proud of this city and its rich sports history. The Brick, supporting the Edmonton Oilers and fans right from the beginning. Let's go, Oilers.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
We've got a 3-1 game after 20 minutes of Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Florida leading the series 3-0, looking to execute a 4-game sweep. Teams up 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Final, 27-1. And the off-sided 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs, the only team to rally back from a 3-0 series deficit in the final. But recently, certainly in these players' lifetimes, 2010, 2014, it happened 4 years apart. Flyers over the Boston Bruins, Kings over the Sharks. And off the draw, won by Edmonton, it's Henrique, Brown, and Janmark looking to get started again. But Brown shoots wide, and the Panthers will jam it back into the Edmonton zone. Janmark, a goal and an assist in the first 8 minutes, including a second shorty in the playoffs. First Oiler to do that in 27 years. He'll kick it back to Ekholm, and Edmonton, a neutral zone reload. Bouchard to Ekholm, scrambles his way to the Florida blue line, and then snaps it in for Reinhart to play off the boards for Florida. Rodriguez at center, cut off by Darnell Nurse. Rodriguez came into this game with 3 goals and an assist in the Cup Final, and now an offside whistled against Edmonton. 47 seconds into the second period. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer, in our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. How about Oil Country? The 50-50 jackpot is approaching $11 million. $11 million. Tonight's early bird prizing, $5,000 at Safeway and a Ford Maverick. You've still got time for that. $11 million. Do the Oilers, does this place love their 50-50 or what? that's just unreal.
Just loves it.
What do we see in other cities? Like $6,000. Yeah. I'm not, hey, every dollar helps, but $11 million. Fantastic. Offside whistled against the Florida Panthers on the neutral zone draw. The point being, we're not belittling any cause is worth supporting in any amount, but it's just phenomenal the way these 50-50 jackpots continue to generate revenue for Albertans that need them. Battling cancer, kids with critical illness, animal shelters, food security. It's awesome.
Quick shift change here. The Oilers getting McDavid out against Bennett's line. I think Lundell had done a pretty good job head-to-head against Connor in the first period.
And Sam Bennett wins that draw from Connor McDavid. Wristed down deep by Dmitry Kulikov. Skinner will thrust it up the left-hand boards. A big finishing hit by Ekblad as he steamrolled Warren Foegele. Oilers break it up. Here's a shot. Score! Connor McDavid off the rush, set up by Hyman. And Edmonton extends to a 4-1 lead in Game 4.
Went blocker's side.
And he shot it.
And Warren Foegele takes a hit and makes the play. Hyman drops it off. McDavid moving his feet. And Zygmunt up and over the blocker. We know how good Sergei Bobrovsky is in the lower half of the net.
But he's now given up 6 goals on the last 16 shots he's faced. And maybe those 2 goals that just made it close in the latter stages of Game 3 did mean something. McDavid's on the board. First goal of the series for Edmonton's top 5-point producers. McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, Draisaitl, Hyman, Bouchard. And wouldn't you know it, it's the captain who breaks through with his 6th goal and his 35th point, 2 more than he had in 2022. And he's now got 20 points in 9 games following a loss in this postseason. That ties an NHL record set by Doug Gilmour in 1993, icing against Florida off the draw. Ekblad, the guilty party. Bouchard will pick up an assist, and that gives him 29 points.
Did Fogle not touch the puck? Is that what they're saying? Because he fired it up the wall.
I think Fogle kind of protected the puck. I'm not sure he touched it. I can only go by what's been credited to this point, but Bob, he may have touched it. So we'll keep an eye on it. Off the draw, it's Ekblad launching down the middle. After that icing call that he took, Ceci, his fellow number 5, gathered and shot it back toward the Florida net. And Bobrovsky gets the Bronx cheer for stopping that one. Luo Starinen off the flip, left-hand side. They'll wave off icing.
Should have been icing.
Ceci back to get it. He was blasted by Lundell. Here's Kulak to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Ceci to Leon Draisaitl. Edmonton determined to not go quietly into the night with a 4-1 lead in Game 4. Opozo to center ice. Kevin Stenlund in over the line. Tkachuk will put it behind the net for Sam Bennett. A centering pass, and that was blocked. The rebound grabbed by Fogle. Burst of speed over the line. He fans and eventually stripped by Kulikov again. Opozo was hit by Ekholm as he tried to exit the zone. Ekholm turns and fires, redirected by Fogle on net. And Bobrovsky is able to squeeze it short side. 17:37 to play in the second period. Now, Sergei Bobrovsky came into this game at 15-5. Anthony Stolarz, who had one of the best seasons by a backup in the history of the league, he qualified on the number with his appearances 16-7-2, goals against 2.03, save percentage 925. Bob, do you even consider something if the Oilers tack on another?
Yes, at 5-1 you make the change all day.
Face off to Bobrovsky's right. Off the draw, Nurse smacked it off the boards in front. Adam Henrique and Brown a swing and a miss. Matthias Janmark centers off the pads of Bobrovsky. Here's a shot deflected behind the net, gobbled up by Brandon Montour up the right-hand side for Alexander Barkov. He got double teamed, and this Oiler fourth line or third line or whatever you want to call them, Janmark, Brown, and Henrique are having a tremendous night, and they're having a really good postseason. Last couple of weeks in particular. I thought Janmark and Brown started to rise to the fore in the Vancouver series, and they've just gotten better every round. Slammed in deep by the Panthers. A shovel in front, delivered by Barkov, deflected out to the high slot, taken by Niko Mikkola. He'll put it behind the net for Rodriguez. He got pinned there by Broberg. Nurse to Connor Brown, and as the Oilers urged on by their crowd, Nurse a shot from distance, and Bobrovsky will make the save, and again a sarcastic cheer up the right-hand side. Tkachuk got his stick on it. Verhaeghe centering pass, brushed out of the slot. Good play by Derek Ryan, and worked up the right-hand side by McLeod. Ryan will follow up. McLeod in the corner. Corey Perry trying to work the puck free against Ekman Larson. Flipped back down low to Perry by McLeod. Perry banked it off the back of the net. McLeod hard up the boards, but out of the reach of Cody Ceci. Nearly 4 minutes gone by in this second period, and the Oilers have extended their lead to 4-1 in their pursuit of a win that would keep them alive. Big hit on Ceci by Kulikov, who had to pop back up to brace himself for his collision against the boards.
Hurt Ceci's shoulder.
Ceci will come off, nudge back through the middle. He's still on the bench, though. Holloway, long outlet pass, center pass, Draisaitl denied, point blank by Bobrovsky, and then fired by Nugent-Hopkins, who was just ahead of Ekholm. Bouchard a hit, and Holloway turned and tried to locate Nugent-Hopkins, only to have it intercepted by Montour. Left to right, Lundell. A shot redirected. Let's mark down that save as well, Bob.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Bobrovsky on Draisaitl. Does that give Florida some hope here in Game 4? Flipped up the left-hand side, Dylan Holloway. Checked by Mikkola. Under duress, Mikkola wrestled by Holloway and then fired up the left-hand side. No icing. Skinner to control the puck for Edmonton. Broberg lays it up the right-hand side, and now building speed is McDavid in over the line, right to left, drop pass, reach shot, score! Darnell Nurse, 5-1, Edmonton, running Florida right out of the building.
Well, that was an absolutely exquisite drop and delay, and I'm looking down at that Florida bench. And
here he comes.
Anthony Stolarz, who played for the Edmonton Oilers during the 18-19 season, the Edmonton Oilers maybe have chased Sergei Bobrovsky.
They have. It's going to be his first appearance of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And this crowd is going to let you know what they think of the pull momentarily. Nurse from McDavid. Listen to this crowd.
Keep going. That's all I'm going to say, Jack. Keep going. They're opening their game up. They're out of their comfort zone right now. They're going to have to try to push the pace to get back in it. You're going to get counter-strike opportunities. Keep going.
Stolarz in his 6 appearances with the Oilers went 0-2 with a save percentage of .897. But his best year in the National Hockey League coming this year. Originally drafted by the Flyers, 2nd round way back in 2012. He turned 30 in January. Barkov up the right-hand side, Rodriguez. Crisscross and poke checked off the stick. Here's Connor Brown up to Philip Broberg. That's Nurse's 3rd career Stanley Cup playoff goal in 69 games. Ekblad, right-hand side. Lawrence back to center. Kulak with a drop-off for McDavid. So Hyman, Draisaitl with their first points of the series. McDavid, his first goal of the series, and now McDavid. Burst of speed through the middle, taken off his stick. Kevin Stenlund failed to get it out. Now Fogle will shovel it behind the net for McDavid. It's 3-1 Oilers after one, now 5-1. Here's McDavid centering pass, and Stolarz will pull it in and freeze the puck with 13:56 to go in the second period. Sergei Bobrovsky starched for 5 goals and 11 shots. His night is over. Game 4 thus far, all Edmonton. 5-1 Oilers. We'll be right back with more live second period play-by-play of the Oilers Radio Network.
Proudly headquartered in Edmonton, Capital Power is powering change by changing power. Be part of the energy and join Capital Power in cheering on.
Hey, Insiders! Hey, you! Yeah, you! I'm talking to you, the one that hasn't subscribed yet. I know, there's like 70% of you guys that watch these games, listen to these games, and don't hit that subscribe button. Come on, it's free. Hit that subscribe button and let's help this community grow and continue to get bigger and better and bring more sports content every single day. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get this party back in action. Back to the hockey.
Plus, you can always enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options or try your luck at off-track betting. And now you can feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Century Casino has it all. Come for the action, stay for the fun.
Hey parents, do you work in downtown Edmonton? Childcare is hard to find, but at Kepler Academy, inside Sun Life Place, we still have some space for children 12 months to 6 years old. Located at 101-23 Hull Street, Kepler Academy's Sun Life Place is an award-winning early learning and childcare provider, voted Edmonton's top choice for 4 years in a row. Visit KeplerAcademy.ca. Mention this ad and your registration fees will be waived.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Sergei Bobrovsky stopped 78 of the first 80 shots he faced in this Stanley Cup final, but he's given up 7 goals on the last 23 shots that have come his way. And all of a sudden, you've got a situation where Anthony Stolarz is in the game. His first appearance of the postseason. And the Florida Panthers find themselves down 5-1 in Game 4 of this Cup final. Off the face-off of the Florida zone, Corey Perry tried to center for McLeod off the side of the net. Tracked down in the high slot by Ceci, who flung it down low, so he's okay. Derek Ryan threw it around the boards for McLeod. Under pressure from Mikkola, shot Ceci, dribbled toward the net, and ultimately Corey Perry will be the first one on that. He lingers as Ryan and McLeod try to shake that puck free. Perry behind the net, poke checked away by Stolers. And ultimately cleared down the middle, big hop, and that'll be an icing call whistled against the Panthers with 13:08 to go. In this second period, it's a 5-1 game for the Edmonton Oilers. Stolers, his first action since he beat Toronto back on April the 16th. But again, had a terrific regular season, and he's not some untested rookie. Paul Maurice, as Bob anticipated, making the move after the 5th goal against. Draisaitl digs in against Kevin Stenlund, and after going 12 out of 13 with 2 goals or less, Bobrovsky's given up 3 or more 2 in a row. So the Oilers starting to get to Sergei Bobrovsky as the Panthers off the draw will work it up the left-hand side, and Stephen Lawrence jams it down low. Ekholm up to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, right to left. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown with you on the Oilers Radio Network from our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. If necessary, Game 5 will be played on Tuesday night in Sunrise, Florida, and we'll have it for you at 6:20 Mountain Time. Panthers shovel it in. Broberg on it. Checked by Verhaeghe. Left behind the net for Matthias Ekholm, and he'll fire it down the middle. That went off Kulikov and right to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And a hand pass will be whistled. And a face-off will be held back in the Florida zone. 12:22 to go, second period, 5-1 Edmonton. It's interesting because teams down 0-3 in the Stanley Cup Final are actually only 8-20 in Game 4. But the last 3 teams to face that scenario have won. So the Oilers trying to become the 4th team in a row to avoid a sweep since the last one back in 1998. Off the draw, won by McDavid. Here's Warren Fogle operating in the offensive zone for the Oilers. Wraparound on Stolers, a save made, a rebound, reaching forward to Zach Hyman. McDavid is able to pluck it off the end boards, and he'll operate for Edmonton. Spinning on Barkov, who tries to stay with him. One-timer Kulak saves Stolers, and he'll freeze it with 11:59 to play in this second period. And Edmonton leading by a count of 5-1.
And we're at the mercy here of the shot counter, Jack, but the Oilers have won 60% of the draws so far in this game. And the shots unofficially in the second period are 8-0 for Edmonton.
Florida had the edge 14-10 in the first, but the Oilers took a 3-1 lead, and they've tacked on 2 more. Connor McDavid and Darnell Nurse. Off the draw, the puck escapes the zone and is cleared ultimately to Sam Reinhart. In over the line, Rodriguez, his shot deflected wide of goaltender Stuart Skinner, who was sharp in that first period with 13 saves. Broberg dances away from traffic and hits Janmark in stride. Pulls up against Kulikov, who challenges, and now it's Nurse cross ice. That's going to be tipped away by Barkov, who catches up to the puck. Kulikov to Reinhart, turned it over. Kulak flips it back through the middle, down on the ice, and in a heap, Connor Brown.
And that Ekman-Larsson was going at it with Connor Brown for 25 seconds. He got away with 2 punches on the play. And
he didn't get away with this one.
Nope.
Slashing. Ekman-Larsson chopped him down like a redwood.
He made it count right in the back of the leg where there's no protection.
So this will be the second power play of the game for the Edmonton Oilers.
Just shoot. That's what I would say here, Jack. Especially with this guy in here, Stolars, and who has been a great goalie. It's a wonderful story. He's come back from significant injuries. Of course, he played for the Flyers when Chris Knobloch was the assistant coach, Jack.
Off the draw, Forsling will wind it up the boards. Oiler power power play 0 for 11 in this series. Stenlund will shovel it in. And wouldn't it be nice to kind of get that? We've seen so many players get off the schneid tonight, Bob. If the power play could break through, that would be an added bonus for Edmonton rolling into a potential Game 5. We're not there yet. A lot of time still left. More than half a hockey game. McDavid carries it in. Hyman directs a pass to Bouchard. Now McDavid, left circle, loading, firing off the post. Rebound, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to Bouchard. Gets it back from McDavid and mishandled. I thought that went post and out.
It did go
Bouchard, McDavid, in over the line, Nugent-Hopkins. Top of the left circle. He'll move it back to Bouchard just inside the line. Nugent-Hopkins fires and a save made by Stolarz. And there's another guy that Edmonton would dearly love to get going in this Stanley Cup final. And that's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who played terrific hockey to help close out Vancouver in the second round and also was a key factor against the Dallas Stars. 10:26 remaining in the second period.
To have gotten better in each of the respective series as they've gone on, Jack, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Maybe there's more to come there from him.
Right, he was very good deep in the series against Vancouver and Dallas. Oilers haven't gotten deep into this one yet. Draisaitl wins the face-off. Bouchard and Nugent-Hopkins. McDavid hits Bouchard. Right circle wrist shot blocked. And that one stung Barkov. Bouchard gets it right back. Directs a pass to McDavid. Left face-off dot inside one-timer. And Draisaitl just missed. And that rebound clattered off the corner boards and all the way inside the Edmonton blue line. Midway through Game 4. Edmonton 5, Florida 1. Reinhart muscles it inside the Oiler line. McDavid building speed through the neutral zone, cuts to his left, lays it off for Nugent-Hopkins. Tried to pop it back to Bouchard, came back to him on the half wall, so he sends it over to Draisaitl. Right face-off circle, tried to center, and the Panthers are going to pick that one off, but unable to come up with it cleanly for a potential 2-on-1 with Reinhart and Barkov. Now Nugent-Hopkins with Ekblad having been picked, a shot off the rush, and Stolarz makes a glove save on Draisaitl with 9:31 to go in the second period and 11 seconds left in the penalty to Ekman Larsson for hacking down Connor Brown. That looked like me doing some heroic yard work between playoff games in the Sherwood Park area, Bob.
That amazes me. The money you make, you think you could outsource that.
Well, I'd like to say I did heroic work, but I'd like to say it, but it wouldn't be true. Face off right side of Stolarz. It's what I imagine someone with real skills could do. Nurse sends it across to Broberg. Right circle, trying to backhand it in front and just out of the reach of Stolarz, and then a failed clear by the Panthers. A shot by Nurse, and that ends up in the far corner, and Forsling able to clear back through the middle. 2-on-2 for the Panthers. Matthew Tkachuk will drop it off for Sam Bennett. Driving to the net, Montour fires up high. A save made by Skinner. That puck was loose for a moment and now covered by the Edmonton goaltender with 9:04 to play in the second. And now the Panthers trying to muck it up a little bit.
Well,
and Nurse kind of brushing off Matthew Tkachuk. He understands now's not the time. 5-1 Edmonton, and it was Darnell Nurse scoring the 5th goal on a drop pass from McDavid. Hyman is assisted on the last two, and the Oilers' top guns starting to get going. And as a result, Game 4 in a big way right now in favor of Edmonton. It's 5-1. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
There's only one line of trucks that's outsold all others for 58 years. Only one with the available Power Boost hybrid engine on select models that delivers performance and efficiency. It's the truck that all others are measured by. You know the one. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Right now, lease the 2024 F-150 STX with black appearance package at 2.49% APR for up to 24 months with $4,800 down. That's just $228 bi-weekly. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Edmonton. Rogers wants you to stay connected to your Edmonton Oilers.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
Catch every goal on Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network with Rogers 5G mobile plans. To learn more, visit rogers.com/5G. That's rogers.com/5G.
Straining to find the right home? You're going to love this. For a limited time, get back in the game with a free Oiler Fan Cave basement by Coventry Homes. This playoff package includes a free basement, plus an exclusive Oiler Fan Cave, complete with their signature customizable designs and top shelf finishes at no additional cost. Because flexibility is within reach. Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh yeah, 24,201 subscribers. Thank you all. Holy cow. This is crazy. Thank you all. This is amazing. We are on the road to 25,000. Let's go, Oilers. You guys are rocking it out tonight. Appreciate it. Canada representing on Canadian soil. That's where the Stanley Cup belongs. In Canada. Let's go. Thank you all. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get on that road up. And we'll see you guys real soon in the chat. Back to the hockey. Cheers.
11-1 for Edmonton.
11-1, so Florida's got 15 shots for the game, but just one in this period. Chipped up the right-hand side by Tkachuk, and that'll be an icing call against the Panthers with 8:41 remaining in the second period. And as best we can tell right now, what's working is the score and time on the big Jumbotron inside Rogers Place.
It's really odd that
we'll try to work around
all the other advanced analytics that are up there are working. Time on ice and everything, just the shot chart's off.
Time on ice is now an advanced analytic. I didn't know we were there. Here's McDavid. It was for me.
Didn't used to be on any of the matrices in the league, as you know.
I know, Bob. I was kidding. Steal by Montour. I know. Sense of humor sometimes lost on you. Montour turned it over. Here's Fogle. Dishing. Ekholm shot off the rush and a save made by Anthony Stolarz, who's acquitted himself quite well since coming in. And now more rough stuff in front with Tkachuk trying to get on Connor McDavid.
Tkachuk's going to the ball. This guy.
Pushing and shoving. Ekholm getting in the mix. Montour.
This is what Florida does.
Zach Hyman was initially the man that Tkachuk got on top of, and then when McDavid came to his aid, Tkachuk went right after him. Bennett just drilled McDavid with a left jab, a pretty hard one. Glove on, and now pulls down, and now Warren Fogle is trying to get after Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And this thing about ready to boil over here.
Well, they got to get the extra minor. They might get two here. It might be a 5-on-3 out of this, Jack.
Shock lock is now fixed operationally inside Rogers Place, in case you were awaiting that news. 5-1 Edmonton, and we'll sort out the penalties. Sam Bennett appears to be one of those heading to the box. I have to think Matthew Tkachuk will join him. And we'll see what's coming, if anything, on the Edmonton side.
Yep.
Here's Jean Hebert.
Florida penalty number 9 and number 19. 2 minutes each for roughing. 5-on-3.
That's it. 5-on-3. So Bennett and Tkachuk go to the box, and the Oilers are in position to put Game 4 away. 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. And as they sort everything out, the Oilers were able to get kind of a mini conversation going at the bench without having to take a timeout here. Now, McDavid having just been on the ice, I wonder whether Edmonton will go ahead and take a timeout in any event. Because if you score 1 or even 2 here, Bob, it's game over. They're going to just keep the play moving. The Oiler defenseman came beneath the circle, so the faceoff will take place outside the zone. But it's a 5-on-3 for Edmonton.
It's what those guys do when they lose. They're going to make you pay a price, and they're losing tonight.
Draisaitl going to be chased out of the circle, replaced by Nugent Hopkins. McDavid and Bouchard acting as the point men. Stenlund won the draw. Ekblad will take a skate up to the red line to try to kill some time. And now drift to his left before releasing the puck behind the Edmonton net. Now Bouchard starts it up the right-hand side. I don't think Draisaitl got a piece of that puck. Stolarz left it for Forsling, and he'll launch down the middle. And now Edmonton on another reset here with 1:35 left on the 5-on-3. Here's McDavid charging his way into the zone. He looks and moves it for Draisaitl, then gets it back up top. McDavid a shot, and that just missed. He was looking to put it on Hyman's stick. Draisaitl snapped it over to McDavid, left circle. Draisaitl one-timer, and that just missed. And you know McDavid wants to get Leon Draisaitl a goal here. Bouchard. McDavid again to Draisaitl. Bouchard one-timer, and that was blasted high to the glove side. Rebound, McDavid left circle. Bouchard. McDavid gets it back from Nugent-Hopkins. Brief bobble. Ekblad turned, but couldn't find the puck. Nugent-Hopkins back on it. Takes it behind the net. Glides, dishes. One-timer Bouchard had it blocked. Rebound. Draisaitl mishandled. Forsling pressure. 45 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Bouchard. McDavid. Oilers trying to put game 4 away right here, right now. McDavid, side of the net. Hyman point blank. Bouchard left circle. McDavid loading up, waiting, dishing, one-timer. Draisaitl, no. Rebound, score. Zach Hyman, 6-1 Edmonton. Pretty sure Draisaitl's shot hit the crossbar and did not go in. We'll, of course, check it. But either way, either Draisaitl or Hyman has his first goal of the series, and the Oilers have turned Game 4 into a rout. See if we can tell.
That's going to be Hyman's goal.
I think so, Bob.
Was Nugent-Hopkins was right there as well.
I don't know. Boy.
It might have been Ryan RNH.
Let's see here. Draisaitl off, crossbar, off the back of Stolarz. Yeah, Hyman's goal. Time 13:03. Power play goal, Edmonton's first of the series. 30 seconds left in what is now a 5-on-4, and the Oilers had their second unit on. Hyman's 15th goal of the postseason. Only Crosby and Ovechkin have had 15 among active players in the Stanley Cup playoffs in 1 year. A drive and a save made on Ekholm from distance by Stolarz. The rebound up the left-hand side, Mikkola, and eventually swatted down the ice by Lundell. So Hyman from Draisaitl. Draisaitl's second assist of tonight's Game 4. Steal by Verhaeghe at center. Bennett back onto the ice as Florida returns to full strength. And that shot is deflected out of play. And the crowd now, from its vantage point, going to enjoy the next 26 minutes. It's 6-1 Edmonton with 6:10 to play in the second period of Game 4. And it appears as though both teams will be boarding a plane, and not just one. Tuesday's Game 5, a 6:20 Mountain start right here on the Oilers Radio Network. Face off. Left side of Stuart Skinner. CC up the right-hand side. Now Evan Rodriguez. A wrister into traffic. That was blocked. Connor Brown over to Brett Kulak. Up the left-hand side, Janmark directed toward the Florida net. Here's Connor Brown looking for Henrique, deep left corner. Sam Reinhart in across the line to Barkov, coughed it up. Matthias Janmark in over the line. Brown back to Janmark, backhander and a save, Stolarz. Rebound cleared to Sam Reinhart. Henrique kept it in. Back to Henrique, right circle. He waits. He snapped the pass out to Broberg. His shot blocked in front of Stolarz and cleared to Florida's Sam Reinhart. Draisaitl and McDavid with the helpers on the goal scored by Zach Hyman. And McDavid now up to 36 points in the Stanley Cup playoff campaign. Hyman sent it in. Couple of shots, and he's trading some vicious cross-checks with Nico Mikkola. Centering pass from Foegele, intended for Hyman, broken up. Held in by Ekholm. Left circle, work down low, Foegele. Behind the net, lost the handle. And now you've got a clear coming from Lundell. Bouncing puck corralled by McDavid. Off to Foegele, he'll shoot it in. Around the board, it's going to be picked up by Kulikov and an offside. Or was it icing? I didn't think he was beyond center, was he? No, they're not going to give him the red. Yeah, he was half stride shy, so it is icing against Edmonton. All Foegele needed to do was probably take even a quarter stride.
He was backpedaling on his stride.
4:32 to play, second period. Faceoff comes back in the Edmonton zone with the Oilers leading 6-1.
Well, the way the Panthers play, this is going to become no country for old men hockey. They have a nasty edge to them when they trail in games, and we saw that last year in the playoffs. They've been up a lot, haven't needed to do it as much, but they're going to exact their pound of flesh. You know that, Jack, about this Florida team.
6-1 our score. Matthew Tkachuk to the point, forcing a shot. That was blocked by McDavid. Played back down low for Carter Verhaeghe, who sets the screen for Sam Bennett, top of the right circle. Shot by Ekblad into a crowd. Deflected and picked up, and now a lunging play by McDavid to knock it back to center. Ekblad around the boards. It's Bouchard who scoops and over for Ekholm. McLeod will send it in deep. Stolers. Panthers fling it through the middle. Tkachuk will shoot it in. Stuart Skinner takes a look. Dishes off. Cody Ceci hoists back through the middle. Montour with 3:45 to go in the period. Nudge back towards center, and Kulak backhands it wide of Stolers. They signal no icing. Stolers a moment's hesitation, and then off to Montour. Right-hand side, Stenlund building speed, right wing. Couldn't pull the trigger. Thrust it toward the Oiler net. Smacked out of midair by Draisaitl, and he was belted by Oposo. Hard drive to the net, and then tried to feed Ekman Larsson, and that crossed up everyone, and the Panthers have to drift back. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the period. Shoveled up the right-hand side. Darnell Nurse, a toss up the left-hand boards. Rodriguez back to the point for Nugent Hopkins, and now the Oilers come rolling over the line right to left. Draisaitl on a Holloway. His shot was blocked. Draisaitl snapped it up top. Open man Nurse, a shot, and Stolar's able to make the save with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the second period. Well, it was a carnival-like atmosphere outside of Rogers Place before the game, with Shania Twain belting out some of her favorites inside the building tonight. The Oilers have laid waste to the Panthers. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Edmonton rolling in Game 4 at 6-1. And this is 4 Oilers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Down to the crunch, got the flavors to play. The city of champs going all the way. Let's go Oilers, E-Town unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue, game on the screen. Make the right call, Pizza 73. Let's go Oilers. 737373, Pizza 73.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Well, the Outco power play has broken through here in the second period, and the Oilers have erupted for 6. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and Florida has their number one goaltender on the bench, Sergei Bobrovsky, and a likely date with the Edmonton Oilers for Tuesday night's Game 5. Off the draw, Nurse's shot tipped wide of Stolarz. Rebound fought for, controlled ultimately by Dmitry Kulikov of the Florida Panthers. Started up the right-hand side of Pozo, and that sails out of play, and that's gloved by Bobrovsky, and he's going to hear it from the crowd a little bit for that one.
How smart of the crowd, though. I mean, they're sitting there recognizing it as well.
Bobrovsky giving up 7 goals on the last 23 shots that he faced.
You know, Jack, the Oilers started Janmark, Henrique, and Brown in this game, and they really got it going. They created a good-look 5-on-5. Huge part of the PK. They're involved in the first 2 goals. That's the third line coming through for you tonight.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the story tonight will be the first period, not the second. And that's no disrespect intended to Connor McDavid, but Edmonton's depth gave him a list when they most needed it. Down 3-0 in a Stanley Cup final when only one team out of 28 has accomplished a win in a series where you trailed 3-0 in the Stanley Cup final. And, oh, by the way, that happened 82 years ago. Speaking of 82, Kevin Stenlund trapped in his own zone for Florida. Dmitry Kulikov shovels it back to center. He was also a one-time Oiler. Fired in by Corey Perry, and that's handled and cleared by Niko Mikkola.
Oilers' breakouts have been stellar. They're stretching the ice at will.
Nurse up the get to Adam Henrique right on cue. Janmark with a goal and an assist in the first 8 minutes to get the crowd going, especially the shorthanded goal. Connor Brown will trade the puck with Broberg on the right side and then let a shot fly that pinballs wide. Rebound Lundell. Might have gotten away with tugging Janmark down. Oilers capitalizing on a 5-on-3 to kind of put the game away when Bennett and Tkachuk took roughing penalties. Opozo able to shield Janmark from the puck. Mikkola up to center, and he'll fire it in with 70 seconds to go in period 2. Anton Lundell swarmed under in the corner. Shoveled back, Tarasenko. Centering pass, quick chance in front. Luostarinen hands off. Forslingham drive and a save made by Stuart Skinner, who's also been quite solid tonight. That's just the 3rd shot on goal in the period for the Florida Panthers as Edmonton takes an icing call with 48 seconds to go.
Good for Janmark. Luostarinen gave a little shot to Brown, and Janmark's a good fighter. Went toe-to-toe with Max Domi. Max Domi's a guy that dropped Aaron Ekblad a number of years ago, and Janmark went right over at Luostarinen after he got a little bit of a cheap shot in on Connor Brown.
Connor McDavid has tied Paul Coffey for the 6th most points of all time in the Stanley Cup playoffs, now with 37. And he has the puck off the draw, skating to center, and smartly just backhanding it down low. Bennett will leave it for Aaron Ekblad. Fired down the middle, and that rocketed off the legs of Evan Bouchard. Tried a cross-ice pass, intercepted by Tkachuk, who dumps it back in for Florida. Ekholm up the right-hand side and out. That'll be another icing call whistled against Edmonton with 21.2 to go in a period that has seen the Oilers take 18 shots on net and score 3 more goals. Bobrovsky was on the bench, having stopped 12 of 17. And Stolarz has come in and given up 1 on 11. McDavid a goal and 2 assists tonight. His 31 apples tie Wayne Gretzky for the most all time in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here's a centering pass off the pads of Skinner. Flipped by Foegele high in the air, and a lunging Rodriguez will knock it down at the Florida blue line. Foegele defends, puts it back through the neutral zone, and that'll be all in the second period. And this crowd on its feet, roaring in anticipation of a victory that will send Edmonton to Florida as well. It'll be a race to the airport, or so it would seem. 20 minutes separating the Oilers from a victory and an avoidance of a 4-game sweep in the Stanley Cup Final. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. And again, there's some doubt on that 6th goal, whether it be Hyman or Nugent-Hopkins. But the bottom line is McDavid has scored. Draisaitl has gotten his first points of the series. Either Nugent-Hopkins or Hyman have their first goal of the series. The power play is broken through for the first time. In short, Bob, a lot of those checklist items have opened up. But what's most important from my perspective is that this lead and this result was generated from players deep in Edmonton's lineup. And I feel that if the Oilers are to build on this victory tonight, that will continue to have to be part of the storyline.
Well, everybody thought Florida had better depth and better goaltending, and I think when Sergei Bobrovsky stopped 78 out of 80 shots to start the series through the first 8 periods, you can say, hey, he's brought it. Edmonton's finally broken through, Jack. But as a rule of thumb, when you outshoot a team 18-4 in a period,
you should outscore them.
You should outscore them, and they outscored them 3-0. Now, it will be intriguing to see how Florida handles the third period, because Bennett and Tkachuk have already got
I don't think they're going to run around.
I don't think, especially after the way the penalties were called, that made it a 5-on-3 for Edmonton, basically handing Edmonton a 6th goal. By the way, I just want to say, Anthony Stolarz has been pretty good since he's gone in there. The Oilers have had
He's been pretty good the entire season.
The Oilers have had lots of opportunities. But, Jack, Edmonton's up by 5 here. They're in a good position heading into the third period to make a trip back to South Florida.
That was succinct analysis. They are in a good position. 5-goal lead with 20 minutes to play.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Just roll them over. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the way?
I don't have a doubt that I think both teams are thinking the same thing.
I think that started actually after the 6-1 goal. So
yeah. In any event, Edmonton 6, Florida 1. As Bob talked about, the shot differential, glowing disparity. But this game really got its direction from guys like Janmark, Henrique, and Holloway, all of whom scored in the first period, and the Oilers have followed up with their big guns getting off the schneid. McDavid, a goal and 2 assists in the second period alone, and Zach Hyman might have a goal and 2 assists as well. It depends on how that's going to shake out in terms of that 6th goal, but it doesn't look like Edmonton is going to need the 6th goal. The Oilers have plenty. The shots actually have been slightly adjusted. Instead of 18-4, it's now 17-3. Bottom line is, lopsided period, lopsided game 4 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. They lead it 6-1. There will be a game 5 in Sunrise on Tuesday night. 50-50 jackpot sitting at $12.7 million. Unreal. $12.7 million. Get in. For every $100 you purchase, you get $25 back at Boston Pizza and a $25 sports bet for Play Alberta. That's EdmontonOilers.com/5050. Jackpot $12.7 million and climbing. Reed and Rob are next. This is Four Dealers. NHL hockey. Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. All Edmonton. 6-1. The Oilers Radio Network.
When you play the largest 50-50 in sports, everybody wins. Your support makes all of oil country a better place. A place of kindness, caring, and compassion. Uplifting those in need, changing lives forever. The largest 50-50 pot in professional sports is currently growing by the second. Get your tickets now.
Audio. There it goes. What's up, insiders? TSI Mike here. What's up? 24-256 on that sub button. Love it. Wow, Oilers kicking some butt. Oh my goodness. Canada, get in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Love it. Absolutely love it. There's Linda Hope in there in the chat being like, hey, how do I send you a message? Anybody that's out there, you can send me a message, an email to torontosportsinsider@gmail.com. Anything you guys want to see, anything you guys want to talk about, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a dad of 4. A regular dude that loves sports and having a lot of fun with a lot of awesome hockey fans. Kind of hanging out, enjoying hockey. So with that being said, thank you all, every single one of you. Joe Dews, Michael Morley, Jeremy Neufeld, Zach Cheesedeck, Johnny Sab, love it. Mr. Thermistor, Jovan Govalt, DJ Latino Heat, Astro, I'm going to leave it there. Jennifer H, Keith Molbeck, love it. Rod Bottomley, Elizabeth, Liz, what's up, girl? Brian Roach, love it. The chat is popping off tonight. Tell your friends. Share it out to social media. Let's get more people in there. There's Devin, my buddy. Devin Lehart in the house. What's up, brother? Thanks for clicking that link I sent over to you. Got time for a call, man? I got time. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good, brother. All right. With all of this lovely stuff, the one thing I will say is I'm a little bit nervous. That announcer there for Edmonton, there's still 20 minutes of hockey left. I am a Leafs fan. I have seen crazier things, okay? Do not say that there is guaranteed a Game 5 going to happen in Florida. There is still 20 minutes of hockey left. I have seen crazier things. The Oilers better come out hard for at least the first 5 to 7 minutes of that third period. I mean, really hard. Like their lives depended on it exactly the same way they came out in the beginning of the first period. So with that being said, Joe Deuce, thank you. Great site. Appreciate it. Look, these kind words when people say thank you for the stream. T-Man, I see that. I do this for the people. My goal is to bring sports out to the people. I was a little kid who lived out of town and had to listen to my Leafs games over the dial-up internet. Okay, I learned things as a kid, and here I am now as an adult, and I worked my ass off, and now it's time to bring sports to the world. Let's get it, insiders. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you all. We're over 300 tonight. Back to the hockey. See you in the chat.
There's something to on the plane ride down to Florida to be excited about. And what they have done so far through 40 minutes is planted a seed of doubt in the Florida Panthers. Now, just a small seed. It's a very confident team. And a seed of doubt in the goaltender Bobrovsky's mind, who was all world coming into this game tonight. So this was a 6-1 victory and a 2-1 victory mean the same thing. Now, the game ain't over. They mean the same at the end of the night. But scoring 6 and putting 5 past a goaltender that you hadn't been able to solve, that is huge going forward. And the Edmonton Oilers are fully deserved of this 6-1 lead.
All right, so here's the question, and a couple people wrote me this during the second period. Have the Oilers figured out Bobrovsky? I mean, to me, he wasn't going to stop 70 out of 80 out of 8. I mean, I do think there's a little bit of the law of averages.
The law, yeah. To me, I mean, there's some goals that should have gone in early. I mean, the McLeod one last game that was stopped, I don't think Bobrovsky saw that. When goalies are playing well, they get breaks, they get bounces, and things just hit them. The number of looks that the Oilers have had today have been wide open looks. You think of Connor walking down by himself. He's got the wide open breakaway. You've got Nurse walking in all the time in the world to pick his corner. From behind the net, Janmark throws it out, or Brown throws it out in front for Janmark. I mean, Bobrovsky has no chance on that. But it is a little seed of doubt. Coming into this game, Bobrovsky was completely full of confidence. But, I mean, even superstars will doubt themselves at times. This is a fun night for the Edmonton Oilers, something they can build off. Again, their only goal tonight was to get back to Florida, and they've 40 minutes closer to that.
McDavid has 3 points. Draisaitl has 2 assists. Hyman has 2 assists. Nugent-Hopkins credited with the power play goal. So some of the guys getting on the score sheet tonight that had been struggling. They've changed the shots a couple times. They're now 27-19 Edmonton, 17-5 in that period. And the Oilers had a 2-man advantage. There was a big scrum, and both Bennett and Tkachuk got pulled out of that. And we know Florida is very comfortable doing that. Do you expect more of that in the third period? And if so, how should the Oilers react to it?
Well, I don't expect a whole lot. On that one there, Hyman went in after the goaltender, after the whistle had blown. And you know that if he does that, the Florida Panthers are going to respond. And if I'm the Florida Panthers, you're looking, oh, wait a second. I've got Leon here, I've got Hyman here, I got McDavid here, I got Nugent-Hopkins. I mean, of course they're going to do what they did on that one. Do I expect it to happen again? I guess it all depends on the situation. But I don't think they're going to go looking for it. The one thing that neither team wants is to have somebody suspended for Game 5. They want to make sure that they have their full complement of players. Neither team wants to do anything stupid. But if either team goes into the goaltender after the whistle, there will be response by that team. I had no problem with what the Panthers did, and I like the way the Oilers responded to it. They took their lumps, threw a couple punches themselves, and went out and scored a power play goal.
Nugent Hopkins from Draisaitl and McDavid is the official on that power play goal. Nurse's goal, by the way, his first of the postseason. McDavid is up to 31 assists in the playoffs, so a lot of things clicking here for Edmonton tonight. The 50-50. The draw's at 11. Can I round it up, Rob? Do you give me permission?
I give you permission.
It's $13 million.
Because by the time you finish saying that, it might change.
Yeah, it just went over to 13. It's 12.98. Now it's $13 million. Now you only get half if you win.
And I only get $6.5 million?
But
it's not done yet,
it could reach $26 million in the next 3 hours, and then you would get 13 if you win.
I got to be honest with you, Reed. I love my job, love working with you. But if I win $13 million tonight...
And I would take you on a golfing trip, and it could be an extended one.
We're going to fly first. We go first class,
We could just disappear. We could be like, what's the most private golf course in the world where Stauffer can't text us?
Exactly, and that's where I call my wife, honey, you won't believe it. I won $100,000 tonight.
All right. The Oilers got to finish this one off and take it to Game 5. They lead at 6-1 after 40 minutes at Rogers Place. Fort Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Think you can't go back to school because you have a family or a full-time job? Yes, you can! Northern Lakes College provides a supported distance learning environment, offering a guided learning setting that supports you to succeed and provides the flexibility to suit your lifestyle. Explore programs in academic upgrading, business, health, human services, resource technology, university studies, and more, including a wide range of courses available through continuing education. The education you want, the flexibility you deserve. NorthernLakesCollege.ca.
Athletes know that to advance your career, you've got to be part of a winning team. So, what about you? Are you working for a winning team? Well, here's your chance to do just that. Brandt is a strong and stable industry leader with career opportunities across Canada. We have hundreds of positions available right now, from parts, sales, positioning technology, heavy-duty mechanics, and more. Be a part of a winning team. Earn your stripes by joining Brandt today. Find out more at BrandtJobs.com.
With Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. Calgary's water woes dragging on for 3 to 5 more weeks has prompted a state of local emergency. Calgary Mayor Jyoti Gondek signed the paperwork to declare the emergency this morning. This after 5 more problem areas were discovered during an investigation of a major water main break. Gondek says Calgary is speaking with cities across the continent to source parts and expertise to try to complete the repairs as quickly as possible. In the meantime, she's asking Calgary residents to take shorter showers, flush their toilets less often, and become laundry tourists.
If you have friends or family who live outside of Calgary and the surrounding area that's impacted, take your laundry over there as they invite you for dinner.
And there's a continued call for residents of Wainwright, about 2 hours southeast of Edmonton, to continue to conserve their water. Water service was restored Friday night after a mechanical pump problem, but the town says its water level has yet to return to normal. News on demand at 630ched.com.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. edmontonsbesthotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
Hockey fans, with a spotless reputation, Scandinavian Building Services is responsible for keeping over 70 million square feet of space clean and safe every day. With over 65 years in the industry, no cleaning challenge is too big or too small. From national retailers and commercial spaces to small offices and entertainment centers like Rogers Place, let Scandinavian take the worry off your cleaning program. Visit Scandinavian.ca to learn more. Scandinavian Building Services. Our reputation is spotless.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through Edmonton'sBestHotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. Edmonton'sBestHotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network. At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Thrusted up the left-hand boards. Oh, a big finishing hit by Ekblad as he steamrolled Warren Foegele. Oilers break it up. Here's a shot. Score! Connor McDavid off the rush, set up by Hyman. And Edmonton extends to a 4-1 lead in Game 4.
It's first of the series as we check the scoreboard for Pizza 73, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. CFL BC beats Calgary 26-17. Oilers coming out for the third with a 6-1 lead on the Panthers in Game 4. Jack and Bob next. Four Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Portage College graduates are incredibly employable. How does Portage know? 99% of employers surveyed said they would hire a Portage grad. Get career ready at Portage College. Learn more by visiting portagecollege.ca.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, and breathtaking views. Experience resort-like amenities including a full-time concierge, yoga and fitness studios, golf simulator, plus indoor and outdoor lounges for you to live your best life. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
I'm Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And I'm Zach Hyman. And when we're not making juicy, sweet passes or having my goals disallowed, we're working for Legacy Heating and Cooling. You know, guys used to call me a plumber. And now they call you an AC repairman. Nice.
Hey, guys, you're not here to fix air conditioners. You're here to sing the jingle.
Oh.
Well.
Okay. Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
No payments and no interest for 1 year from qualified installers. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Believing in yourself takes confidence. At Portage College, 93% of grads say their education gave them the skills and knowledge they needed for their careers. That's the kind of confidence that leads to great results. Learn more at portagecollege.ca.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
Edmonton trailing 3-0 in the series, entering tonight's game 6-1. Our score heading to the third period, very similar to what we saw last night in the NBA Finals when Dallas blew out Boston by 36 points. Tonight, the NHL equivalent. Sasha Barkov off the draw, wrists one high and wide on Stuart Skinner's. We bring it back inside Rogers Place. Edmonton, a joyride of a Game 4 thus far. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Barkov handling, top of the left circle, feeding the point. A drive by Mikkola, a save made, and we got a penalty coming against Edmonton. Stolarz to the bench. A shot by Barkov flung wide. Stolarz is in the game because Bobrovsky was pulled early in the second period after giving up 5 goals on 17 shots. Now as the Oilers touch up, we'll have the power play assessed. Edmonton 1 for 4 on the man advantage through 2 periods. And now Matthias Janmark, who had a goal and an assist in the first 8 minutes,
that's a hook.
Called for hooking Sasha Barkov.
That's no doubt about it.
it.
6-1 lead. They're going to call that all day. So out comes Ryan with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Derek Ryan with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Shots officially now 17-4 in that decisive second period, where the Oilers turned a good lead into a great one. And now off the draw, Tkachuk foiled by Skinner. Point blank on a wrist shot from the left circle. Rebound, Cody Ceci. Kulak defensively, a shot by Verhaeghe, another save by Stuart Skinner. And he'll put it away. Derek Ryan
nailed it.
And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins covering up, but Skinner with 2 more solid saves. And maybe it was a good omen, Bob, when Florida was last on the power play.
Yep.
A crossbar from Tkachuk, a post from Reinhart, a shorthanded goal at the other end by Connor Brown.
Derek Ryan took the lower half of the net away. That's to elevate the puck for Hague with that shot.
Off the draw, one by Barkov. A shot by Verhaeghe does not make its way through. Matthew Tkachuk able to close quickly on the puck at center ice. Barkov to Reinhart, chip down low. It's Verhaeghe. He'll shovel it back to Matthew Tkachuk. Redirected in front. Skinner, a beautiful save on Brandon Montour, who had perched himself in the hash marks. And Skinner, a terrific reactionary save, his 22nd of the night.
Might have gotten a piece of an Oiler there as well on the deflection.
Minute 22 left, and the penalty being served by Brandon Montour. Yeah, I mean, being served by Matthias Janmark. Montour collided with Kulak. I thought he got a stick on it. Maybe it went off Kulak. Here's Reinhart. Little give and go with Carter Verhaeghe. And then when he tried to swing it back to him, jumping into the seam was Connor Brown. Brown driving through a check to the net with a wrist shot and a save made by Anthony Stolarz. Wow. And then the rebound attempted to be cleared by Verhaeghe, ended up almost going into his own net. Panthers launch it up the right-hand side. Darnell Nurse to Adam Henrique, and it's driven back inside the Florida line. Oilers will get a change on the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill, which sparked the route that's become Skinner reaching, and a shot banged off of him by Lundell. That might have also caught the outside of the post. Panthers swing it back to Lundell. Bennett circling behind the net, giving it up. Forced out to Ekman-Larsson. Now a centering pass. Rodriguez gets it back, deep left circle. Tried to go cross ice, deflected high up on the plexi. Handled by Tarasenko. Lundell behind the net. Sam Bennett. 6-1 Edmonton. 12 seconds left on the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill. Bennett a shot, stopped by Skinner. Skinner has faced a ton of rubber, more so than he did in the entire second period of the first 2.5 minutes. But he's been stellar. A centering pass in tight. Rodriguez had a stick tied up and couldn't get a shot away. And the Florida power play dies. The Panthers now 1 for 11 with a shorthanded goal against in this series. Kyle Opozo up the right-hand side. Pushed back the other way by Kulak. Oilers have outscored their opposition 22-4 on special teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Opozo will chip it inside the Edmonton line. Bouchard looking up ice. Draisaitl getting a piece of it against Stenlund. Now you've got Zach Hyman. Draisaitl on the ice with Hyman and Derek Ryan. Opozo looking to clear, and then banked off of Ryan. Kulak to Evan Bouchard with 3.5 gone by in the third period. Bouchard will send it in deep. Gustav Forsling hustles it through the middle for the Florida Panthers and shoots it in. Skinner to knock it down. Worked up the left-hand side. That was knocked down by Tarasenko. Shoveled behind the net, Lundell. Out to the point, Mikkola. One-timer, redirected off the right pad of Stuart Skinner. Still loose. Second chance, Luos Torinen had it knocked away. And now Corey Perry takes it into the corner and will wrestle Mikkola. As time ticks inside 16 minutes to go. Tarasenko, Luos Torinen. Checked by Derek Ryan. Funneled back down low by Mikkola. Luos Torinen had it stripped. Ryan belted in the corner. Lundell and Luos Torinen keep Edmonton pinned in deep. Luos Torinen, sharp angle shot, saves Skinner. He'll freeze it with 15:38 to go in the third period. And you talk about score effects. The Panthers have already piled up 9 shots in the first 4.5 minutes of this third period. But they have not scored on any of them. Stuart Skinner having his best game of this Stanley Cup final. And so has the team in front of him at 6-1 Edmonton in Game 4.
Connor Brown with just a great move. Short-handed, almost set up another short-handed goal.
That did catch the post, by the way, on Skinner from Lundell. And then Skinner made a brilliant right skate save towards the tail end of that power play. Panthers, no doubt, just looking to kind of reset their game.
Do what Edmonton did in Game 3.
And carry some momentum into Game 5 as they'll look to close it out on home ice Tuesday night in Sunrise, Florida. Stripped from Bennett. Knifed away from Adam Henrique and played by Kulak down the middle. Connor Brown checked by Ekman Larsson, far corner. And he takes Ekman Larsson hard against the boards. Montour up the right-hand side, and the Panthers bust out right to left. Sam Bennett lost the handle. And Cody Ceci with a routine clear, forcing Florida back into its own zone. Montour to Ekman Larsson, and the Panthers bide their time, completing a line change in the process. Barkov will shoot it around the boards. Taken down low right corner by Rodriguez. Barkov, side of the net, knocked off his stick. Here's Sam Reinhart out to Ekblad, staggering and moving it down low for Reinhart. Taken away by McDavid up the left-hand side. Fogle held in. Hyman finishes his check. Erases Rodriguez from the play, and the Panthers have to regroup in the neutral zone. Barkov shoots it in from the left side. Rodriguez off the boards. Ekblad another shot. Barkov tossed it wide. Off the backhand. The rebound grabbed by Hyman. McDavid locates the puck, sends it over to Ekholm, and it's fed through the middle and shot back in by Ekblad. Line change Florida, and Ekholm will take a skate and melt some time. 6 minutes having elapsed in the third period. The Oilers with 3 in the first and 3 in the second. Connor McDavid with a goal and 2 assists in the second period after depth scoring, including Janmark's shorthanded goal and assist, proved decisive in the first. Darnell Nurse has his first goal of the playoffs tonight. Had 10 during the regular season. Holloway, a key goal in that sequence, flipped toward the net by Nugent Hopkins and caught cleanly by Stolarz. 13:38 to play in the third period. And Game 4 is a collective party inside Rogers Place. 18,347 saw Shania before the game. And now they're watching a virtuoso performance turned in by an Edmonton Oiler club, thinking the Stanley Cup Final has more time remaining. 13:38 left in Game 4. There will be a Game 5. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Proudly headquartered in Edmonton, Capital Power is powering change by changing power. Be part of the energy and join Capital Power in cheering on our Edmonton Oilers. From Ice District and across oil country as they chase another championship banner. Visit capitalpower.com to learn about how they're delivering reliable and affordable power for communities today and creating innovative solutions for a clean electricity future.
At Northern Lakes College, students work, raise their family, and complete their certificate, diploma, or partnership degree. With NLC's supported distance learning model, you can do it all in a flexible online classroom. Programs in academic upgrading, business, health, human services, resource technology, university studies, and more, including a wide range of courses available through continuing education. Skate into your new career in a learning environment that works for you. NorthernLakesCollege.ca. Everywhere you need them to be.
Chemco is building industry across Canada, and now they're on the lookout for civil and electrical project managers, estimators, and superintendents to join their dedicated team. Why Chemco? Because Chemco cares. They put people first, offering top-tier compensation packages and an unwavering commitment to safety. At Chemco, safety isn't just a priority, it's everybody's business. Ready to be part of a team that truly values you? Visit chemco.com/careers today.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Face-off right side of Anthony Stolarz. Edmonton 6, Florida 1. Stolarz came into the game with 5 minutes gone by in the second period, and the Oilers already having pulled out to a 5-1 lead on Bobrovsky, whose night ended after 25 minutes. Off the draw, Stenlund looking for Stephen Lawrence. That was well defended by Darnell Nurse, who became the 17th different Oiler to score a goal in this Stanley Cup playoff run. Game number 104 for the Oilers. 22 in the postseason. Whistled through the middle, and Mikkola shoots from the left wing, and that was deflected wide. We've got a penalty coming against the Oilers, and it might be Nurse in front. He took down Stephen Lawrence. Maybe a cross-check. Time 6:51 here in the third period, and the Oilers on top by a healthy margin of 6-1 as Nurse trudges to the box. Panther power play lifeless, as we talked about, 1 for 11 in the series with a shorthanded goal against. And that came tonight.
And that goal in game 2 came with about 10 seconds left in the power play, and
but it was a key one.
Yeah.
Gave Florida some separation in a game that was still close. 3-1. Rodriguez scoring 2 in the third period as the Panthers pulled away for a 4-1 victory in game 2. That was tied at 1 through 40 minutes. Off the draw, driven length of the ice by Ceci. Stolers will knock it down. Nugent Hopkins and Derek Ryan out there for Edmonton alongside Ekholm and Cody Ceci. Oiler penalty killers, 38 for their last 39. Verhaeghe overran a play on the half wall. Nugent Hopkins popped it back, and Ceci sent it the full 200 feet. Stolers will leave it for Brandon Montour as we come up on 12 and a half minutes left to play in a game that's been all Edmonton from the get-go, and it started with this Napa Auto Parts penalty kill unit. When Brown set up Janmark for the game's first goal, shorthanded, 3 minutes in. Tkachuk shoots it in. Edmonton has led all the way since. Skinner up the boards, but not out. Sam Reinhart to Tkachuk, out to the point, tipped away by Janmark. He and Brown in synchronicity. Shot by Brown, and that was blockered away by Stolers. Rebound grab by Montour, and that was swept away from him by Brown. Boy, Brown and Janmark are having a heck of a game. Here's Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett right to left. Chipping and charging in is Evan Rodriguez. He'll fish it out of the corner for Bennett. Tried to center, tipped away. Broberg took a hack at it. So did Nugent Hopkins. And finally, it was Derek Ryan who pitchforks at the length of the ice. And that'll do it for another fruitless Florida power play. They're 1 for 12 in the series. Ekman Larson up the right-hand side. That was brushed in by Kyle Opozo. Ekblad and Stenlund on the right-hand side, trying to maintain. Ekblad sees Stenlund have the puck raked away from him, and now Brown with a burst of speed down the left wing, a little behind Adam Henrique with a cross-seamer. Henrique put it behind the net, and we got a penalty coming against Florida. Brown wrapped up in the corner, and now the Panthers will be placed shorthanded again with 10:44 on the game clock at Edmonton. Game 4 well in hand. A 6-1 rout for the Oilers. Aaron Ekblad to the penalty box. It'll be a slash. And a faceoff will be to Stolers' right-hand side. And the Oilers up by 5 goals. Well, they send out their top unit. So that means McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, and Bouchard.
Still haven't scored a 5-on-4 goal in this series, Jack, so why not?
So it is 5-on-4. Bob's alluding to the fact that Tkachuk and Bennett took penalties in the second period, with Edmonton already up 5-1, and the Oilers capitalized 5-on-3. Now a chance to work on the 5-on-4, but a face-off win and a clear. Lundell to Forsling, and he'll wrap it around the left-hand side. Bouchard back in his own end with 10.5 to go in the game, and Edmonton leading by the comfortable working margin of 6-1. McDavid streaks in left to right, hands to Nugent Hopkins, back to Bouchard. Now Nugent Hopkins, who scored that 6th goal, 5-on-3. McDavid muffed one, and Lundell will fire it up the right-hand boards and out. I do think the first unit will change earlier this time.
No question.
Bouchard from Skinner. Directs it to the on-rushing McDavid. Shot in by Draisaitl. Up the boards, Lawrence created for Stenlund, and it's hammered down the middle. And on cue, that first unit will change. Minute 5 to go in the Atco power play, which is 1 for 4 tonight. And 1 for 14 in the series. Bouchard, a strike to Corey Perry. Now he'll come off. Perry to McLeod, open as Nurse, fires, saves Stolarz, rebound. Fogle shoved off the puck, and that's because Stolarz has it trapped underneath.
What a save that was.
Anthony Stolarz has looked sharp again. He had not played since April the 16th, so 2 full months since his last action. As you talked about, serious knee injuries, a guy who's bounced around a little bit on his 5th different team. But he was originally a high draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers, and 2 of the last 3 years. Remember 2 years ago in Anaheim, he had a good season and actually had the Ducks on the cusp of playoff contention in the first half of the year. Worked up the right-hand side off the draw by Nico Mikkola. He fell down as he tried to attack Ekholm. McLeod skittering his way into the zone. Nurse hit hard with 30 seconds on the power play. A centering pass stuffed by Forsling. Hard rim, but tracked down by Corey Perry brilliantly. Here's Ryan McLeod with ample time left on the power play. Fogle to Corey Perry. From behind the net, he'll angle one to Darnell Nurse. Across to Ekholm. Quick one-touch across. Perry from the goal line. Swung it out to Nurse between circles. Moves it. And now waiting is McLeod. Feeds Perry again. Forsling going down for the shot block. There's no shot. McLeod tried to go cross ice, fired on net, and a save made by Stolarz on Ekholm. And the Panthers come up with the puck, and Ekblad's out of the box. He'll join Luostarinen as they head for the net. It's Ekblad who follows it up and tries to center, and a quick shot flipped by Sam Bennett. Then he banked it off Skinner, and the rebound shot wide by Luostarinen. Now Verhaeghe onto the ice. A long-range shot tipped wide by Brandon Montour. Out to the point for Ekman-Larsson. Montour shoveled behind the net. Ekholm, a weak clear. Montour the steal. A one-timer. Bennett rebound. What a save! Skinner on Matthew Tkachuk, backhander, and Bennett had the stick chopped out of his hands, and that'll be a penalty against the Oilers' Corey Perry. A no-doubter, but it might have saved a goal. Matthew Tkachuk robbed by Stuart Skinner brilliantly. He's made a couple of tremendous saves tonight. 28 for the game, and as Perry goes to the box for a pretty obvious slash. That was just like Ekman-Larsson in the second.
A woodchopper's ball there.
Absolutely. Florida will be on the power play, but Edmonton has salted Game 4 away. We're live from the Stanley Cup Final in Rogers Place, downtown Edmonton. Oilers with a 5-goal lead. Back with 8 minutes to go in just a moment on the Oilers Radio Network.
There's only one line of trucks that's outsold all others for 58 years. Only one with the available Power Boost hybrid engine on select models that delivers performance and efficiency. It's the truck that all others are measured by. You know the one. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Right now, lease the 2024 F-150 STX with black appearance package at 2.49% APR for up to 24 months with $4,800 down. That's just $228 bi-weekly. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Rogers customers and hockey fans. Rogers wants you to win big this Stanley Cup playoffs.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
You could win a VIP trip to the Stanley Cup Final, plus hundreds of prizes, courtesy of Rogers Beyond the Sea. For your chance to win, visit rogers.com/Stanley Cup. That's rogers.com/Stanley Cup.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
6-1, Edmonton administering a beating of the Florida Panthers here in Game 4. Florida had taken games 1 and 2 on home ice by scores of 3-0 and 4-1, 4-3 in Game 3 on Thursday. A blast by Montour off the draw with the Panthers on their 4th power play of the night. Skinner makes yet another save. That's 29 for Skinner tonight. And Stolarz, who replaced Bobrovsky 5 minutes into the second period with a handoff, and the Panthers start up ice. Trying to revive a power play that has gone stone cold. Shot by Verhaeghe and a save made by Skinner off the rush. Panthers a good power play during the regular season. Reinhart, of course, the leader with 27. From behind the net, shoveled out by Barkov to Sam Reinhart. To the middle of the ice for Verhaeghe, and then Reinhart ushers it around for Barkov. Matthew Tkachuk has been stopped by Skinner and a crossbar already tonight. Down low, Tkachuk waits. Feeds along the boards for Barkov. Reinhart in the slot along with Verhaeghe. A centering pass comes in. Tipped away, Montour shovels it back to Tkachuk. Pressure from Kulak out there with the Janmark, Brown, and Ceci on the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill, and a cross-seamer disrupted and cleared by Connor Brown. And, Tkachuk tried to belt him with an elbow. I mean, he went after him. He missed him. If he had caught Connor Brown there, that might have been a 5-minute major. Shot in by Broberg and settled by Stolarz. Crowd loving what's transpired tonight. 3 goals in the first, 3 more in the second for the Oilers. Tarasenko back into the offensive zone. Ekman Larsson, a shot from up top was blocked by Lundell. Ekman Larsson to Tarasenko. Another shot. Save made on Sam Bennett by Skinner. Rebound Tarasenko could not hold the zone. McLeod got in the lane. Fogle wants a change along with Ekholm. And Edmonton has killed off another one. Corey Perry out of the box, back to 5-on-5 with 6 minutes to play. In a resounding Game 4 rout for the Edmonton Oilers. Tug free by McDavid. He's up ice with Corey Perry. Perry trying to give it to McDavid. In over the line, does so. McDavid in front. Beautiful goal! Dylan Holloway the finish! Edmonton 7, Florida 1.
Very close to offside on the play. They're taking a look at it down on the Florida bench. What a sequence. Brilliant 4-way passing play for the Edmonton Oilers. Wow. Well, if it counts, Connor McDavid has set an NHL record with 32 assists in one playoff season.
Perry to McDavid, Holloway the finish.
It's going to count.
Well, that's because it was a good goal.
It was a good goal. It was a hell of a goal, Jack.
It's 7-1. Here's Skinner up the left-hand side. Mikkola back in his own zone. 5.5 to go. Lawrence up the left-hand side. If you're new to our broadcast, for every 300 goals the Edmonton Oilers score, Bob is worried that at least 250 will be taken off the board. Ceci up the right-hand side.
I think it's more like 280.
Shot wide by Lawrence. Shoveled back in by Forsling, and they've just announced the new league record that Connor McDavid has set. 32 assists in a single Stanley Cup playoff year. Just remarkable, a 4-point night. Corey Perry will pick up his second point of the playoffs, and Holloway with 2 more goals tonight and 5 in his initial foray into the Stanley Cup playoffs.
And it's the speed of which he's attacking with that's got to have you excited if you're an Oilers fan.
Ekholm shoots it into the corner. Swinging at it was Derek Ryan, cleared by the Panthers back through the middle, Luo Sturinen. Now, ultimately, it's nice to have the 7 goals, but it's still 3 games to 1.
Yep.
4:20 to play in the third period. It's not an aggregate.
It's just a start.
This isn't soccer.
This is a start.
Bouchard back in his own end. Rifles one up the left-hand side. The speed of Connor Brown will cancel out icing. Tried to chip it around Barkov. It squirted loose into the slot. Montour left it for Reinhart. Flipped ahead, and Montour will fire it back in. So Holloway's fifth from McDavid and Perry. And McDavid has broken one of the great ones, long-standing records. Ekman-Larsson just inside the blue line. And Florida just milking some clock at this point. Crowd in an absolute frenzy. Here's Sam Bennett from Matthew Tkachuk, and it's sent in deep. Worked around. Oilers break out. They're looking for more. This will be a pass from Foegele to Holloway for the hat trick. He tried to give it back to Foegele. One-timer score! Ryan McLeod, 8-1 Oilers.
He ripped that one home. What a finish from Ryan McLeod's third playoff goal. And it is pure bedlam here at Rogers Place.
Well, it's fitting with Pisani in the building because it's been a let the drums beat Fernando kind of night for Edmonton. The Oilers are rolling the Panthers. McLeod's second goal in as many games, third of the postseason. And that started because Holloway was unselfishly, but also not thinking about his hat trick. He was trying to make the extra pass, and McLeod deposits it home, and now we're going to have a penalty. Oposo will go to the box. And the Oilers will be on the man advantage again. Holloway and Foegele with the assists.
Jack, it's not an aggregate. We'll get to it after the break.
8-1 Edmonton over Florida. Oilers will be on the power play on the other side of this timeout. Crowd tells you all you need to know. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
From your home to the ice rink, Atco Energy is there. As the official energy provider of Rogers Place, we're also proud partners of the Edmonton Oilers. Atco Energy, powering your place. Customers are free to purchase natural gas services or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822.
Look, I know this is radio, so it's hard to show you how much is on sale during the Big One clearance event at End of the Row Flooring Centers, but it's a lot. Like this flooring, or this one, and all these. Yep, all at clearance pricing for a limited time. Now, you don't need to just imagine what it would look like, though. You can use our visualizer at endoftheroll.com to upload a picture of your room to see the flooring in your actual home. Try it. Find something you love, then get a great deal on it at the Big One clearance event on now at End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Blue-collar work deserves big dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit heavymetalequipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
8-1 Edmonton, and the Oilers calling off the Dogs here with a second unit power play on. Foegele, McLeod, and Perry with Nurse and Ekholm. Atco power play tonight, 1 for 5. Nurse twists it down low. It was a 5-on-3 power play goal that effectively ended the competitive phase of this one back in the second period. Shoveled out in front. Nurse's shot. Stolar's able to make the save with 2:45 on the game clock. Oposo in the box for the Florida Panthers. And the Shania Twain mega hit. Man, I feel like a woman reverberating throughout Rogers Place. Fitting, of course. She gave a tremendous performance outside the arena prior to tonight's game, and the Oilers have backed it up with a sterling effort inside. $18,000 karaoke night is broken out here at Rogers Place. Trying to give you a little taste as the Panthers clear back through center.
They're having fun, Jack.
Darnell Nurse quarterbacking, drifting back into his own zone. Nurse will give it to Ekholm. He'll fire it in. Around the boards. Ekblad spinning, trying to find the puck. Shot from distance by Nurse. That sailed wide. Ekholm put it in the middle of the ice, and it was cleared by Ekblad down the left-hand side. The Oilers' top unit will change. At least the top unit on this power play. Now you're getting sugar time for Holloway, Connor Brown, Cody Ceci. Some guys normally don't see the ice during the power play, obviously. Matthias Janmark, especially apropos for Janmark and Brown, who started this whole night with their efforts in the first period. Janmark, a shorthanded goal set up by Brown, and an assist on Adam Henrique's goal that gave Edmonton a 2-0 lead less than 8 minutes in. Brown will chip and charge. Power play inside 10 seconds, cleared by Stephen Lawrence. And now we've got some We Want the Cup chants. And as Bob and I usually do in the final minute of a laugher in the Stanley Cup playoffs, we'll let the crowd tell you how tonight transpired. Here's a steal by Connor Brown. Slap shot, and that was wired up over top. There'll be a Game 5. It'll be played Tuesday night. We'll have it for you 6:20 on the Oilers Radio Network. Dump in by Florida. Nurse to Perry. Cleared down the middle. They're just going to wave off icing here. It's all over. Edmonton in Game 4. And the hair is razor straight on my arms right now. That was something. 18,347, unlike any others. Sure, call us biased if you must, but volume, energy. The Oilers just pour it on tonight, pelting the Panthers with 8 goals on 36 shots. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third. And Bob, the Oilers will be on a plane tomorrow morning.
Jack, you got the per diem?
I won't tell you when it was handed out, but it's been handed out. And Stuart Skinner should be noted. Good 32 saves.
Good performance from him.
Especially in the first period when the game was very much hanging in the balance, and then the Oilers turned out the lights with the second period where they outshot the Panthers 17-4 and turned what had been a modest 3-1 lead into a 6-1 runaway. 2 more in the third, window dressing. Stuart Skinner acknowledging the crowd, who will gleefully head for the exits with their team having secured a Game 5 Tuesday night in Sunrise. Obviously, Edmonton won't make any changes. We know Sergei Bobrovsky will return to the starting blocks for the Florida Panthers. If you're Paul Maurice, are you inclined to make any changes in your lineup?
Well, no. I would be.
You've got Cousins and Lomberg.
I'd be very surprised at this stage. They got a good team. Edmonton brought it tonight. Edmonton had a lot. Edmonton got a couple bounces early, Jack, on that first Florida power play.
Absolutely. Kachuk off the crossbar, Reinhart off the post, and then Brown had the presence of mind to kind of wait out, Sergei Bobrovsky and feed the middle, where Janmark was only too happy to shovel it home. And Bobrovsky's night would last only 25 minutes. The Oilers riddled him with 5 goals. Paul Maurice made the right move in getting him out of there because the rest of the night was just a party. Holloway scoring twice, Janmark with a goal and an assist, and Connor McDavid with a goal and a playmaker with 3 assists. He's about to get a standing O for breaking the NHL record for apples in a Stanley Cup playoff year.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, but Jack, it's got to be stated, it was the support line. That third line that started the game of Janmark along with Henrique and Brown, the work they did on the PK, the shorty. They got the Oilers rolling early. Holloway with a couple as well. Edmonton's support players came over, and then the big boys started feasting. And now we end up in a situation.
We've got a series. 3 games to 1. It's now a series. Both teams are on the board. And I felt like in the intervening 72 hours, those will weigh heavily more on Florida than they will Edmonton. The Oilers are still...
Are they playing with house money right now a bit, do you think?
I think so. I mean, they're still down 3 games to 1. No one expects them to win. Everyone presumes that this will be kind of a celebratory evening for the city of Edmonton, a reward for a hockey club that's had a great year in front of its own fans, and now Florida will get back down to business and close it out. Very similar to the way, if you're a basketball fan, you're assuming that Dallas had a night of celebration. The Mavericks weren't expected by most to come out of the Western Conference. They do, and now everyone presumes the best team in the NBA all season long, the Boston Celtics, will close it out on their home court. But just because you assume doesn't mean it's so.
Right.
And I'm sure the Oilers will want to have a say in what happens in Game 5.
Well, one thing that changed the complexion of this game, the Oilers' zone exits. Their ability to get the puck up the ice off a transition opened this game up against Florida. The fans were incredible. You know that. They were jacked. They were going. So the Oilers had lots going on here, but Jack, they did a much better job moving the puck up the ice. The Oilers also won a lot of face-offs early in the game. Oh, by the way, the save percentages into the game, .970 for Stuart Skinner, .771 for the Florida Panthers.
And at some point, he was going to have to outplay Bobrovsky for the Oilers to get back in the series, and he did. And the Edmonton Oilers score 8 goals for the first time in a home playoff game since 1988. That was also the year Gretzky had his 31 assists, a record that has now been surpassed by Connor McDavid with 32 in a single Stanley Cup playoff year. That was a heck of a series. Detroit Red Wings, I think that was the year that Bob Probert had 29 goals in something like 400 minutes, but the Oilers beat the Red Wings 8-4 back on May the 11th, 1988. That's the last time Edmonton put up a snowman on home ice in the Stanley Cup playoffs. An 8-1 rout of the Florida Panthers. Skinner, as Bob mentioned, superb with 32 saves, especially early. Janmark a goal and an assist to get the game going. Holloway scored twice. McDavid with a goal and 3 assists. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, his first goal of the series. Hyman and Draisaitl with their first points of the series. Edmonton with its first power play goal of the series. So with all of those trends that were in favor of Florida having come to a resounding end tonight, Bob, what does it mean for Game 5 tangibly?
So here's what I like the most of everything that happened tonight.
Yes.
The Oilers were struggling under the immense forechecking pressure of the Florida Panthers. They were at times, especially in Game 2. They got suffocated, and tonight Edmonton did an unbelievable job in transition and got chances up the ice, and then Florida kind of unraveled. And you know what? Broberg's helped out going back there. Darnell Nurse, Edmonton's doing a better job managing the puck. Part of Florida's game is the tenacity of their forecheck. That bodes well. Right now, the Oilers are outscoring Florida 2-1 in the special teams battle of the series. The team that has won the special teams battle through the first 14 series is 14-0 in the series. That is a positive sign. It is not out of the realm of possibility, despite the fact that Florida's at home, that the Edmonton Oilers are going to be able to come back here to Rogers Place and force another game. Do not rule that out.
Well, I don't think anyone's ruling it out after tonight. I mean, the Oilers, breaking through in a big way and reminding everyone that, Florida, while a good team, is not this overwhelming juggernaut that, presumably is just going to steamroll every opponent in its way. I think the Panthers are a very solid team, but again, they're a club that lost 4 or 5 as recently as a couple of months ago. Well, we are having someone on our post-game show, a little bit of a miscommunication
It's got to be 4-4 for the Edmonton Oilers, by the way. They got to win 4 straight.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
But right now, Bob, I think the same thing that we said on Thursday night holds true. Now they've got to win a road game.
You had maybe the best tweet of anybody after the Oilers lost the other night. Right. And that was, you talked about 2-9-1. Everyone wrote them off.
Right.
5-12-1. Everybody wrote them off. Down
3-2 to Vancouver.
3-2. Everybody wrote them off. Down 2-0 in Game 4 at home. Down 2-1 in the series against Dallas. People were writing off the Oilers. The Oilers dug deep. They played a strong game tonight. They had a lot going on, and they got to build on it for game number 5 back in South Florida.
An 8-1 shellacking of the Florida Panthers tonight. Sergei Bobrovsky gave up 5 goals on 17 shots. In relief, Anthony Stolarz stopped 16 of 19, and it just wasn't enough to stem the tide as Edmonton got hot, got rolling, and a lot of streaks came to an end tonight for the Oilers on the negative side, and it's an 8-1 final. Edmonton over Florida. We'll have Game 5 for you again Tuesday night. That'll be a 6:20 Mountain Time start right here on the Oilers Radio Network. Final shots on goal, and it's relatively academic. 15-8 in the third period and 35-33 for the hockey game in favor of the Oilers. And again, the last Stanley Cup Finals sweep all the way back in 1998, and the team down 3-0 each of the last 4 times has come back to at least force a Game 5. And the Edmonton Oilers, the latest to do exactly that again. The only club in the history of the league to win a Stanley Cup when trailing 3-0 in the final. The 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs, who rallied in the third period to win Game 4 at Detroit's Olympia and eventually won that series in 7 games. And how about this? In 10 elimination games, McDavid has 19 points for his Stanley Cup playoff career, and Leon Draisaitl has 18. The only man in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs with more points per game in an elimination game, Kenny Linsman. So there you go. 8-1 our final, and it's the Edmonton Oilers advancing to a Game 5 in Sunrise against the Florida Panthers. We'll have it for you again, 6:20 Mountain Time. Until then, for Bob Stauffer, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown, this is Jack Michaels saying good night from Rogers Place. Edmonton 8, Florida 1. Series is on. Game 5 Tuesday night. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure was all ours. The Rogers postgame show starts right now.
You've been listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM. Head over to SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, for the best hockey talk.
All games, times, and channels are subject to change.
What's up, insiders? All right. Frank Trachtenberg in the house. Get out of here, Frank. Get out of here, man. Okay. What is up in the chat? Dion, I see you. Daily advice for you. Jamal Curry, T-Man X, Brenda Miller. Cheers, Brenda. Brian, Johnny Sab, Chops the Creator. Johnny Blazy, 1K, thumbs up. We got over the 1,000 likes, 1,051. That's actually kind of light, but I'm guessing because of the blowout tonight. Yes, that was a blowout. Edmonton Oilers fans, stand up. Canada, stand up. God, I wish this was my Toronto Maple Leafs, but I don't know if that will ever happen. But you know what? We got to represent for the country. You know what I'm saying? Canada, let's bring the cup home to Canadian soil. We've got to travel back to Miami, Sunrise, Florida to be exact. Let's get it done. Jasper Meow, very grateful to have heard this broadcast. Thank you, Toronto Sports Insider. Jasper Meow, cheers, Jasper. Appreciate it. I really appreciate that. When I get the thanks messages, it is what it's all about. I appreciate it. I'm just a dad that hustles and has a lot of jobs, and make sure that I can find a way to bring sports to the world. And that's what we're doing here. And Goth, I see you there, 25K. We're going to get there. Game 5, Tuesday night, we're getting there. NBA Finals, we're going to do the NBA Finals on Monday night as well. Tomorrow, just a Blue Jays game. We do every single Blue Jays game. So, Edmonton fans, come on, Canada. The Blue Jays, that's the only team. Right here. Love it. Love it. Jasper, I wish it was the Leafs. Yeah, man. Hey, it will. It will. Soon enough. Berube's a big hire. Big hire. Berube, the Leafs next year, going to make a difference. We got to fix a little bit of the cap issues and whatnot, and Marner and whatever. But we'll get through that. Johnny Blazy with the Jays. Love it. Anyways, I'm going to go dump this back to the NHL broadcast. It sounds like the Oilers broadcast is done. Okay, so I'm going to put this back to the NHL and national feed for a little more post-game. See what the Americans have to say. And we'll go from there. So Dion, keep it friendly over here, man. Don't be too mean. Be nice. Be nice. That's what we do here. No politics, no religion. Keep it friendly. Treat everybody in the chat like you would want to be treated. Let's have some fun and listen to sports and make a big difference in the world. Cheers.
Of a head of stories, and he said, "Hey, what do you think about the offer sheet for Joe Sakic for $21 million with 15 up front?"
Mark has the game's only goal, got it in front, and they score again. Adam Henrique with the redirect here. Boy, it's a great play by Janmark. He just stayed with it to get it into the zone. Didn't look like there was much going on. Threw it to the top of the blue, and Henrique was there to redirect it.
Number 3 in the playoffs for the veteran Adam Henrique. His first in the series at 7:48 from Janmark and Ekholm. Third career Stanley Cup final tally for Adam Henrique. And with Janmark picking up that assist, he had a huge first period goal plus an assist, and the Oilers had the 2-0 advantage. Vladimir Tarasenko will come back for Florida, pick up a goal at 11:26 from Forsling and Lundell. As it turned out, that was the only highlight of the night for the Panthers, because right away the Oilers fought back.
Now Draisaitl gets a step behind the defense, over to Holloway. His backhander scores! Dylan Holloway on the rush. Leon Draisaitl's on the score sheet, and the Oilers are back up by 2.
Stretch play through the neutral zone where Leon Draisaitl was able to get behind the Florida defense. Makes one heck of a pass to Dylan Holloway, who's scootering in on the right side of the ice.
Number 4 in the playoffs for Dylan Holloway, just the start of his big night. And as you heard, Leon Draisaitl finally gets on the board with a point in this series. He had the primary assist. Brett Kulak picked up the secondary. And that is how the first period would end. 3-1 Oilers, really dominating the play. And that domination would continue early in the second.
Another big hit, this one on Warren Foegele that is let go, and McDavid the other way, scores! High, short side, speed kills. It's 4-1.
Oh, we talked about McDavid being somewhat quiet through the first 20 minutes. It's his speed through the neutral zone.
Connor McDavid, finally his first goal of this series at 1:13 of period number 2 from Warren Foegele. 35th career playoff goal for the superstar Connor McDavid, and the Oilers weren't done there.
Panthers outlet, but miss Tarasenko, so Skinner comes out to play it. Both teams trying to finish, changes room in the neutral zone for McDavid. Speeds in, makes a drop pass, down the slot. Darnell Nurse scores! And look out, Connor McDavid is flying and making a difference as he appears on the score sheet again.
Yeah, picked up that primary assist, and that wasn't really the end of his big night. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Darnell Nurse with that goal number 1 in the playoffs for him, third career postseason goal. Zach Hyman also picked up an assist on that goal from Nurse, his first point in this series. And the goal from Nurse led to Sergei Bobrovsky, the Panther netminder, getting pulled from the net. First time he's been pulled so far in this series. And of course, if you're Florida, you're saying don't say so far. We hope that doesn't happen again. But obviously a rough night for Bobrovsky. Gives up 5 goals on 17 shots. Anthony Stolarz comes in and relieves him, and things didn't improve for Florida from there.
McDavid pops out. Right in the slot now. There's Draisaitl from that sharp angle. It got behind. Stolarzen is jammed in. I don't know if the initial shot went in or not, but it was behind Stolarzen and then poked home. It's a power play goal for the Edmonton Oilers.
I think it's Nugent Hopkins who put it in.
Right.
Nugent Hopkins beat Hyman to the puck. It'll be Nugent Hopkins' goal.
It will be Ryan Nugent Hopkins' goal, his first of the series, 7th of the postseason, and the first power play goal in the series for the Edmonton Oilers. They did everything right on this night. That one at 13:03 from Draisaitl and McDavid, assist number 2. Point number 3 in the period for McDavid, and for Leon Draisaitl, his second assist of the night. The Oilers have been 0 for 13 on the power play in this series prior to finally getting that one from Ryan Nugent Hopkins. That was how the second period would wrap up. It was 6-1 Oilers at that point, and they didn't stop scoring in the third.
Perry joins the rush across the line. Tries to make a pass. McDavid got it back. They score! Holloway to the far post. It's 7-1.
Oh, a real good, pretty passing play.
Second of the game for Dylan Holloway, his 5th of the postseason at 14-11 from McDavid and Perry. And for Connor McDavid, a goal and 3 assists on the night. Now has 32 assists in the postseason. That is the most in NHL postseason history. 32 assists as Connor McDavid passes Wayne Gretzky on the all-time postseason list. Again, that's single season assists. 32 now for Connor McDavid. It was 7-1 Oilers at that point. And just to put the cherry on the sundae, Ryan McLeod would add one more.
Here's a 2-on-1 for Edmonton. Fogle leads the rush, snaps a pass over, and a nice job coming back by Mikula, but the loose puck is deposited by the trailer, Ryan McLeod. And this one can't end soon enough for the Florida Panthers. 8-1 Edmonton.
They are pouring it on right now.
Ryan McLeod at 1640, his 3rd of the postseason, 2nd in as many games from Holloway and Fogle. 6th career playoff goal for Ryan McLeod. That capped the goal scoring, 8-1 Edmonton. And as you heard, several players had big games. 15 different Oilers had at least 1 point in this one. I mentioned Connor McDavid with his 4-point game, but the depth pieces like Dylan Holloway with a couple of goals plus an assist. Everybody contributing top to bottom in the Oilers lineup. Speaking of Dylan Holloway, just a few moments ago, he spoke to our Billy Jaffe.
All right, Dylan, what a night for the Edmonton Oilers and for you personally. Let's first talk about the team. The offense gets going, the stars get producing, but what did it do for your confidence scoring that early shorthanded goal on the bench?
Oh, I mean, that's absolutely massive for us. Brownie and Yanni came to play right from the start. They were unbelievable, and that goal, they set the tone right off the start, so that was huge.
What did you like most about your team's game as things got going?
I just think the resiliency. I think we got up a couple goals and we didn't let up. We kept playing our game, kept playing good, stingy defensively, and Stu made some massive saves. So I think it was an all-around great team effort.
How about yourself? I mean, you had your 2 goals and an assist. I mean, is it dream come true type of performance for you?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I had a lot of friends and family in the crowd, so it was a pretty special night, but I'm just more happy for the win.
All right, lastly, before you guys headed out onto the ice, was anything said in particular that really helped motivate you guys to get this one victory?
I think just believing in ourselves. You know, we obviously were in down 3 there, and that's not ideal, but I think we still believe in this group. We're such a special team, and guys are so tight that we can't give up on each other. We're not going to, so that was probably the biggest message.
Thank you for your time. Congrats. See you at Game 5.
Yeah, sounds good. See you there.
That is Oilers' second-year winger Dylan Holloway with our Billy Jaffe. And as you heard Holloway mention, Stuart Skinner with plenty of big saves. Really overshadowed in this series by Sergei Bobrovsky, but not tonight. Skinner 33 shots against, and he allowed just 1 goal. He gets the win. And overall this postseason, he has really been a catalyst for the Edmonton Oilers to get them to a Game 5 in the Stanley Cup Final. Speaking of Game 5, we will have that one for you coming up on Tuesday. Yes, that's Tuesday of next week in Sunrise, 7:30 Eastern Time. The pregame, that is 4:30 Pacific.
Oh, my God. The phone's going crazy down there. All right, I'm back on here, and I just wanted to jump in here, guys, and just say thank you again for being here. I've got my peeps are here on the phone with me, and they're on the road and wanted to say hi. Here they are. Say hi to all the insiders there in the chat. All right. Oh, Allison's got her glass of wine. She got her babies. She's happy. Dad's happy. Love it. Thank you, Rave Killer. Thank you, says beautiful family. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. There's more of them over there. Oh, my God. TSI Allison got the whole crew there while Dad's working. Dad's got to work. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you for being awesome. I miss you, babe. I miss you so much. Miss you guys. All right. So, chat, thank you guys for being here. And I'm actually going to send you guys, I'm going to cut this post-game Pootie Tang. I love it. It says hello. Sash in the chat. Banana Man as well. I'm going to end this, the post-game here is kind of getting boring because it was an 8-1 game. And I'm going to send you guys over to the Euro 2024 game. Oh, what's Tom saying? Tom says he is surprised that the Oilers won 8-1. So I'm going to send you over to that chat. Please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button over on my second channel, Sons of a Pitch Soccer Central. That is where it all started. And this family business you see up here, that is what we do. So please hit that like, hit that sub over there. Appreciate it there. Pootie Tank says, thank you for the stream. It was a good one. Yes, it was. It was a great night tonight. And the Oilers are going to do it again on Tuesday night. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys in the chat real soon. Have a great night, everybody. Cheers. Allison and the kids say goodnight as well.
I think from Edmonton's standpoint, they have to be feeling good about the fact that they they have scored what now 8
the last
goals
5 periods. The last 4 periods. Yes.
Yeah. In the last four plus period. Yeah, 4 periods they've scored 8 goals on Bob.
Agreed.
So that psychologically, that does have to be a good feeling for them. I would agree with you. Like, I don't think Bob played bad tonight by any stretch of the imagination. I said I was doing a show earlier today, and I said for the Oilers to win, they've got to play mistake-free. And I thought outside of the goal, the Cody Ceci giveaway, I thought they played mistake-free. And for me, Mick, the turning point was the Skinner save on Carter Verhaeghe at 2-1.
Oh, key, and then the Oilers getting the third goal. Because with the CC giveaway, I thought maybe, here we go. Watching it with my kid, and he goes, "Is this where it goes the other way?" I said, "Well, that's been the pattern." But it didn't. That save and then getting that third goal, and then it was just landing the plane somewhere north of Edmonton at the airport, which it takes forever to get into the city. I'm sure you've flown in. It was an enjoyable drive into Edmonton. It'll be an enjoyable drive to the airport tomorrow. It was impressive. Close to the record for most goals in the final game. I think the record's 9. In fact, I think Vegas tied that record last year. At that point, and you go, I heard one of the broadcasts. At one point, I was in transit, so I had the radio on, and they're doing a great job on the radio here in XM, right here on Sirius XM, and they said, I would sit Drysdale and Drysdale, and I'm so excited, and McDavid, and I would just rest them. But I think it's important that they beat them by this score. Not just eked out a victory, JD. It's like, we know we're good. Look at us. Yeah, we need these goals, but you don't save goals for another game. That's a cute thing to say. Every game has its own complexion, its own reality, its own bracket. And Florida are going to be even more prepared. So my question for you then is, where did it go off the ratings for Florida? So they didn't get... Bobrovsky didn't have a bad game, but he didn't have a sharp game. He did not make the saves above what was expected. Okay, that's part of it. Okay, he was due one of those because he's been outstanding, as we know. But did you see something in the Florida game which suggested this was coming from the other players outside of the goaltender?
I really think I saw the best that I've seen from Edmonton. I'm watching because I really thought even when they were down, when Florida was down 2-0, they didn't change the way they played. They still broke. You just everything that they do, just coming out as a 5-man unit. Just the boring X's and O's stuff. I didn't see them deviate from their game plan. It didn't look like they were making careless plays. I just thought Edmonton was really good tonight. And
yes,
so look, there are a couple of things that stand out for me for Edmonton. One, they finally score a power play goal. So there's another thing they've got to feel good about. We finally did that. Mick, they scored 1, 2, 3, 5, I think it was 5 or 6 goals, 5-on-5 tonight. Mick, they only had 3 in their last 7 games coming into tonight, 5-on-5 from a forward. Now, and so I've got to go back. So it was 4 goals from a forward tonight, 5-on-5.
And throw in the shorty. I mean, they were scoring every way possible.
They did. They got the hat trick. So I think, there are a lot of good things from Edmonton. For Florida, I'm sure, it's one of those where you just you have to just burn the tape and move on. I don't, I'd be interested to see how they react. I'm not concerned. I just think that for Edmonton, you're feeling really good about yourselves. There's definitely a lot to feel good of, because, at 3-1, I made a note of this. Their goal scorers were Ekholm, Fogle, Henrique, Broberg, McLeod, Janmark, and Dylan Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. They had nothing at that point from McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl,